हमारी आवाज भी नहीं आ रही।
हाँ
For RNTX
अभी आ रही है।
every
अब आ रही
single
है?
tendency.
हाँ मेरी आ रही।
हेलो
बोल
हेलो
बोल।
हेलो मेरी आ रही है? माइक टेस्टिंग 1 2 3 हेलो हेलो।
Push this time around, but look at Ryzen.
टेस्टिंग 1 2
Look
3
at
हेलो हेलो।
Caramel.
आ
गेम की भी आ रही है?
They just know every damn thing, and Aziz is out there
हाँ
on an
तेरी आ रही है
island
अभी।
now.
गेम की भी आ रही है ना उसमें?
हाँ
Okay bro, we spoke so much and the voice was not coming. Oh my god.
I think the GE got the game plan, you know.
Yeah.
Guys, stick together, wait for them. They will peak.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the jet trainer they did.
Yeah, I mean they have no other option. They have so many question marks on the map.
Exactly. Like I don't know when they were choosing the comp. Like how are you answer the question marks?
Yeah, exactly.
3v4. Garv has got the shorty as well, but the overdrive to play around with, and Raw Fuel wants to make a proactive play up front. Do GEA read into this? Shorty goes
Okay,
in first.
nice.
He sees him, walks by him, and takes him down as well.
Now Garv have ult. Easy.
Wenka had to rotate all the
They
way
cannot
back
lose
because
this
of that
round.
silent walk up. He had absolutely no damn clue.
Oh,
Still
GE.
tries to walk
Yeah,
out.
GE.
Still tries to be a hero.
Why,
But he
bro?
will fall
Okay,
like an absolute
Thank
villain.
God.
Ryzen
You
has
remember?
the mode. And it's all down to
Oh
Yeah,
Ryzen.
it
God,
didn't work.
Catches one, though,
it's
shuts down Garv,
traumatizing,
who got
man.
a bit
You know
too
what, La
aggressive
Flame?
out there in that.
We were sitting in a VCL game, okay? VCL mana, and we were winning 10-8, okay, in the final map, okay? We were winning 10-8, and I said we can't lose this game from here. We won it, and we lost 13-10.
Bro, you're like the way you jinx is so hard. You remember our bootcamp game? I got 3.
Oh my God.
You said, "Nice one, La Flame." This guy pulled my cheeks, and if he's bloody, this guy, well played. We lost a 4v2.
Global Esports Academy.
Lol,
Yeah,
bro.
bro. Like,
Bro,
Now,
this guy jinxed so
in a
hard.
prime position.
I didn't used to believe in Jinx, but after that game, 2 days ago, bro, I believe in it, bro.
Domination.
AKJ, do you cook your own food?
Yes.
yeah, I'm always trying to counter jinx. You know? Like it's 12-0 for us, and be like, okay, guys, we lost it.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
have
same,
help.
same.
Yeah,
आज क्या बनाया
that's a
AKJ?
good tactic. Aj I'll eat like chicken breast and omelette and protein shake.
I'm thinking of making my own food today. I don't know what should I make. Any suggestion? Easy something to make.
To make? Like what do you have?
And I really want to point out the
Arey,
specific
you name
ideas
it,
that
I'll
Global
buy it.
Esports Academy were painting with
I mean, I buy marinated
just
chicken.
knew that RNTX
But,
like
No, not
the
chicken,
right
something
parameters.
like-
It could be A main, it could be outside of the main, it could be B main.
मतलब खुद
You are
cook करना है
having
ना?
control of one
You wanna
or the
cook,
other
right?
part of the map and were waiting
You
on
can try
the other
pasta
side for the
or
push-up.
Maggi.
And it works so
अरे
very
वो
well
तो
for them.
आता है.
They were not scared to take those fights as well. In
Like white
reality,
sauce pasta,
we
not like
clearly saw
ready-made
that in their
pasta.
own defensive half.
अच्छा.
Even though they lost the first 2 rounds, that was the pistol.
अभी
at
मैगी
the
बनाऊंगा.
table, we
रात के लिए
still
सोच रहा हूँ
know
क्या बनाऊँ.
Yeah, I
they were
knew
able
it.
to
I knew
take
it. He'll
every
eat
weapon.
noodles.
And anti-ego
Instant
itself,
noodles.
that made a smooth round steal in that bonus round, and then went on to steamroll the half as well. 7-5 was still very good on the map of Pearl, considering how
Bro,
big
the
that
insights we
city
gave
is,
were so
how
good,
long it really takes for the defenders
but
to rotate. Revenant XSpark
the
were
sound
playing
was
all
not
the
there
way
in the
far back.
stream.
They were playing on the back of those contacts, but Global Esports Academy, my goodness.
By the way, give me a link of stream.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like a
I'll give
very
you.
new GEA.
I'll even repost it, you know, so that people can
Okay.
join again. If you want, you can also post it. 1 second, I'll send it to you.
Even the strongest of the strongest teams down. Even if you remember last time also, when both these teams went against each other, Global Esports Academy was able to steal one map from the side of Revenant XSpark, and this time they are up for the revenge. Seems like what SATUL.
I miss my mom's dal.
Global Esports Academy also wants the same revenge against Revenant XSpark.
Lentil.
I will be very happy.
Or something.
There is nothing like mother cooking.
Yes.
I don't know what is it, but yeah, I get it.
I
If
can't
they want
find
to
the
win this
same
series,
taste
then it needs
at
to be
the
a 2-0.
restaurant
I
or
stated that
someone
all
else
the way up
cooking.
before we started. And that is because I'm happy for Sent. That's where Aziz just pops up like a
मतलब क्या होता है ना
madman.
बाहर का खाता हूँ
You don't really
तो
wanna
चांस
force
है
this
कि
down
out
Sent
of
though,
4
but for
times
this
I might
map,
get
the madman title
sick.
goes to Kibo.
Yeah.
An absolute chat onto that fade.
Say it English. So he says like when
Hills
he eat outside,
262 VCS as well.
like 1 out of
Yeah.
4 times he
Beautiful
just gets
skills,
sick.
exactly the kind of stats you would want on your
Okay.
initiator. Was there with all the pieces of util as well, controlling the art with his C's, with his horns, clearing out mid with his prowlers, sending them over towards the main when they need
I'll
to
go
set
make
the
myself
UV
a noodles.
need to set UV up with
रुकना.
the operator too.
Next map होने वाला है ना
It
start.
was
तो 2 मिनट लगते हैं.
हाँ ठीक है हाँ
beautiful.
होया ओके ओके go, go.
just beautiful.
It certainly was 262 ACS. Kibo was doing so much, 31.9% headshot percentage. Damage per round is also pretty high. Even I still remember one of the round where Nightfall was the reason that Global Esports Academy was able to convert that entire round.
But Shankar,
by a
really
3-1
really good
against
insights,
Kibo
bro.
with that initiator utility. Those
I told you,
ultimates
Thank
were
you.
got really
wonderful.
good
And
insights.
looking at the
Like,
stats, 12 first kills for Global Esports.
You see, like the difference when you watch the game without stress. Like you can see their point, but when you are stressed out, like bro, can I have an idea? Ideas, where are you?
yeah.
You
You're so quiet whenever you're stressed, bro.
Retakes were so
It's
very
okay. I
good
think
for Global Esports
I'll show you
Academy.
some things. Okay.
No.
Perfectly.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, but like when we are talking, like I see you guys are having some ideas, so like no need for multiple ideas because like the even snow timeouts were so good.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times, like we have the same idea. I have to need to say something, and we have the same. Okay, sir. So that's it.
Yeah.
Like and day when I saw something, I wanted something different from on Icebox. I suggested the setup or something, but like beside that, like there is no need to like everyone talking or it was so stressed.
I mean, you do give your ideas and the solutions which are needed. You know. It's just like
Yeah, and exactly like
Yeah.
when I saw a problem, like I don't see the need to talk about it without solution.
Yeah.
Like either I have something to answer or just not say it.
Yes.
That ACS
Understandable.
is lower
That's
than
right.
what Antidote normally pulls up.
Even Gar, as a duelist, is sitting at 7 and 14 from the
But I don't know our Raven, bro.
Yes,
Like,
they did get a victory,
I don't.
but the stats of
I
Gar
don't
are
know why
high,
we just
especially
start
if you're the
because
duelist
like
team.
we go back so strong on Icebox and even it's their favorite map. Like they are
Yeah.
they played so good on
Obviously,
Icebox
should not be the case, but
and
we had a
we
discussion
beat them
about this
there.
as well,
Like
all the
it
way
was
before
so.
in the pre-show segment.
I mean, bro, like it's really crazy. Should I say it on stream? Like what happened at 10-8? Like we knew that what they are gonna do. You know, we literally called it. They are gonna execute C. They are gonna change the tempo. They're gonna execute. And we knew it, and we just
Yeah.
Unlucky, man, really unlucky.
And even the last round, like they were so close.
This guy was
Yeah,
an absolute beast when it came down to his gun skills and mechanical skills, but seems like he's been struggling for this previous map though, and if they really need to win Lotus, they want him to pop off. But if he'll be happening or not, that's gonna be
okay. If there is any viewer, let me open the chat.
We'll be back. We'll be back soon.
Here we go.
Hello, newbies. Okay, I will increase game sound for the next game. अभी के लिए मैंने कम कर दिया.
To live your life the way you want. Compete like the toughest challenger. Dance like there's no tomorrow. Celebrate every second you are alive. Life has no rule books, but we can give you a stage.
Okay, on Lotus, Sankal, let's see what compositions they play. Let's
On Lotus, okay.
let me open their previous games. Okay, so the last game Global Esports played was this. The Lotus composition is this. Fnatic
The
comp
Brave
with
Fate and the
Vice.
Brave Fate,
No,
yeah.
this one. And then Revenant.
Okay, yeah.
Let's see the Revenant's Lotus comp. Okay, they didn't play Lotus here.
You know, you can click on the triangle in
this?
the on the overview. You see when you see the score, like there is triangle. Just exactly.
Oh.
You will see the.
Yeah, that saves so much time. What the fuck? Why I didn't do that?
Yep.
Okay.
I just discovered it for
Lol.
2 years. I've been open tabs.
Okay, so the last game that they played was in Split 1 in Lotus, and after that they didn't play Split 1. Oh, they played in Split 2. The Lotus comp was this. T1 comp.
Okay.
This is the T1 comp, right?
With eyes. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it was Cypher Fade, but I remember the Raise eyes.
Yeah. Let's see.
Lotus.
Okay, so they played with
Yeah, with
Sova.
Sova.
Yeah. So
I really like the double damage with Shock Dart. Like it's
But I think-
so good.
yeah, but then you have to like fight a lot with that map, like in defense.
Yeah, you need
Yeah.
you need to go for traps. You need to fight a lot.
I don't really like the idea of Sova on defense. Like I'll show you like what my idea is for the Sova on this map, or like in general. So on the 3-side map, Sova works something like this. For example, when we play on Haven, right? So Sova usually would play towards A. Why? Because on a 3-side map, especially on a site where opponents can create multiple question marks, Sova is really great for reclearing. For example, with this recon and with his drone. That's why Sova is ideally played on this kind of map. He's not played on B because there is only one entrance, even in C, because C long is really easy to have like info of, and garage, like you don't need much, like you don't need Sova a lot there. You need Sova somewhere here where there are so many threats for the site, and they can get so up
Also, it's
close.
harder. Like
What?
you can't fight A on the choke point. Like you need to fight
Yeah.
on lobby most of the time.
With Harbor, you mean? Oh, it's harder.
With
yeah.
A, I said, yeah.
Yeah.
Harder, yep.
Yeah, so Sova is like really needed on this kind of map, for the proactive information. Same concept transfers to Lotus. That's why usually Sova is played on like A side, because attackers, if they have this A main control, now the defenders have like more question marks from A main tree and like this, right? And Sova's utils would be like usually good like this. So, and Sova wouldn't be much of a use towards B, like because to actually reclear B-min, he have to go AFK and drone like this, like this, and then also like on C, like this is not an ideal position for Sova, right? So Sova usually would be playing towards A, but the problem here is that in Lotus you need the B-main reclears. If you don't have, like, let's say you don't have proactive B-main reclears, your rotation would be so how do I say this? So paranoid, because opponents can just pressure these areas, and now they can go B, C. It's like so many question marks. And then Sova again, like he have to play here, but then if you give up rebel control, it's so bad for us. Yeah, you go.
With the Fate, like it can help you with A fight from B. Like you will Fate for from B, and then reclear instantly, and then you decide what to do. It's like so.
Yes, exactly. So good.
Yep. Fate, like it's suited for that map.
Yeah, and it's better to just have the rebel control most of the time,
Exactly. Yep.
And then Fate can just play more proactively, and then also help for the refights and like like this. So yeah, I think this is a good adaptation from T1's comp if they still run Fate. Hello Virka bro, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Who joined Discord? Hello newbies.
Way how they were playing behind each other, right? This team has always had some.
Yeah, he's muted, I think.
Yeah.
Communication gaps. We were witnessing that throughout their previous games, but this time around, they've it seems like they fixed all of that in an instant.
Yes, I remember you,
They
Furka.
were making their own proactive plays. There were set plays and also there was
I'm good.
plays which both you
And
were making to
hopefully we'll meet in the next AMA session as well.
and that works so very
I hope you enjoy the watch party. I have Sankal here with me. He's a really great analyst and coach. He works mainly in Europe region. And from Africa, where exactly are you from in Africa, Sankal?
I'm from Algeria.
Algeria, yeah. And he have insane insights, I'm telling you. Like he gave really good insights in the first map, but unfortunately the sound was not there. Like, you know, I fucked up. Sorry, I cannot say that word as well because it's not in watch party. But yeah, he's great. You'll enjoy the watch party. So stay tuned.
What they were playing on this map. Let's see the comps.
Yeah.
That was the last comps, like same as we saw.
struggling for the entire previous
But by the way, I'm still mad about how Tejo meta ended so quick.
of that fragging lead.
What do you think of Tejo, actually?
Regardless of the pick of the agent,
Do you
What-
like him or no?
What, sorry, can you say again?
it seems like
I said about like I'm sad about the Tejo meta and then so quick.
play on smokes out there.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm actually happy about it, you know?
Antidote down
You hate him.
on that so
Yeah, no, I don't hate him, but the meta was okay. By the way, Manav,
more like a
no curse words.
that fanatic
Yes, boys.
position out there.
गाली वाली मत देना, ठीक है?
With a play over.
हाँ अरे मैं सब भी आ रही हूँ
Because that's a double smoke, double smoke.
स्ट्रीम चालू है क्या
Yes, YouTube. Watch party.
ऑलराइट हेलो
Hello, La Flame.
Hello.
Yeah, so like I think the Teho meta was like, you know, Manav, मेरी आवाज आ रही है आपके mic से?
हाँ
Hello.
आ रही
Perfect. हाँ. So the Teho meta, see, it really benefited the you know, execute heavy teams, you know, a lot.
They're one of the
I think it's
maps out there.
so you know, the meta was kind of bad in my opinion. I didn't like the meta, so I think it's good that he got
This
nerfed.
is gonna be
Okay, so they're playing
interesting.
Sova,
Let's see if he can
so they're
actually
playing the
become
T1 comp
forsaken
like
of
full.
South
No, wait,
Asia or
what they're playing?
No,
Oh, they're playing
the
double
Viper, yeah,
initiator. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
On the attacking side this time around. It's a very weird.
Okay, I still think Fade is much better on this
the
comp.
mount.
Like
This is
literally, like for the same reasons I said, you know, in defense.
Control the mount and then scale
Like
up without
giving,
hitting the
like because with
defenders.
Sova,
I'm not quite
you'll
sure
have
if
to
it's
give
the
up the
best
space. Otherwise,
plan of
that
action or
agent
the
is
best
just
way
not,
to go.
you know, able to be used in defense, and that's gonna be a really big problem.
Yep. But you see the Viper attacking wall, really interesting
Yeah,
wall. I really like to change. Everyone just use the A1 like a default.
Yeah,
Like it's beyond Icebox, but I like the okay picking together. Use that.
that was really good.
I really like that wall on C.
Yeah, I see. So in this composition, in the double initiator composition, I think
through their own smoke.
Viper is used like Cypher, you know, like Viper and Cypher, they're really crucial. They're basically used to keep the map space, you know, so that the other players can work around the map like easily. So I think
Ryzen is still watching on that angle, able to take
that's
one
why, you know,
over the
changing the
back-and-forth
wall would be
fight.
really good.
Still lands down in an even Steven scenario. 15 HP for Antidote, but it's absolutely fine as Venka still
It's
stands.
post plant by them.
Kibo is going to
Yeah.
make a long run, the longest jump, takes the first sleep, is able to get
Okay.
one, but now he knows that
Okay,
there's
he
Venka
cannot,
in
he
front of
cannot.
him. And the third circle's out.
So yeah, I
Not
think having
happening right
Viper
now
wall
as
on C
Venka wins
can,
the
like, you know,
pistol
have
for
them
his
this
team.
C
Yet
space
again.
and they can just fight it. Especially in pistol rounds where teams like the Vice to play towards A, you know, I think that's what that was their purpose, you know, because like this is what I always say, you know, in attack you should always default in an area where the opponents have the most amount of utils, you know. So let's say if you're playing against like KJ Viper, you would be usually defaulting towards C. If you're playing against Double Initiator, you would be usually defaulting towards A. So you can make them waste their utilities and then you can execute somewhere. So they have less utils for defense, right? So especially in Pistol, Wise usually play A. So that's why it's good to just have a C wall so they can work around A easily, you know?
Rifle in the hands of Ink. Like to be the
I
case, and
agree
that's
with
a
that,
trap
yep.
play.
Okay,
Fortnite
trap play
being
towards.
sent back on the back of that paranoia, but they still could not get a pick because Revenant XSpark had an anti prepared.
They invested a lot for that trap play.
Yeah,
Always
yeah.
sitting back, ready for any kind of push, and it seems like Caramel's water will be tested one more time.
But bro, you know what I hate? You see on ecos, like a lot of players on ecos, like the first eco after they lose pistol, they don't buy utility. Bro, I really have a problem with that. Like they are just wasting potentials, you know. Like when you have utility, like see, they have 200, 2000, 2100. Like they can buy utility. You always like you need to buy your utility, but not use it. You buy
Yeah.
it, so in case like
Yes.
you get some 2 or 3 kills or something, like you will have a chance. Like you will use that utility to secure the round. But imagine like it's an eco, you got 1 or 2, and now you have a chance, but you have no utility to back it off, you know. Like you still have only your.
I've heard this one
Yeah,
before.
that's really true. I think Caramel mentioned that, right?
Much cleaner round.
Lovely.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I've heard this somewhere. I don't remember.
I think Caramel did mention it in a team in ROG as well.
Three major weaponries, couple of bulldogs,
But by the
Yeah,
way,
because like
rifle
it's a win-win situation. Like
Yeah.
when you buy utility on eco, you don't like you will not use it, you know.
Yep.
Like you
Yeah.
buy it for the third round, because
Yeah.
like on the third round you will buy it anyway,
Exactly.
and you will be full utility. So you will buy it and you will keep it. If you have a chance, like and if you get kills, like each kill you will get money for, like you will have money to spare, so like you can use it.
yes.
If
yes.
not, like you will play your eco normally.
Yeah, and if there is a chance to win, you can just dump your util, then you know,
actively taking
have a better chance of winning that.
Viper and Wise.
Very true, very true. Okay.
Oh, so
So I'll
aggressive
talk
with the
about this
vice.
round later. Yes, sir. You go. Go on, Sankel.
No, that's it. I was just mentioning how they are playing aggressive on C with the Viper and Vice. Like they took it and they were ready to fight.
Up close and personal out there, and pillars though. The question is, will you be expected? Oh, he checks him, but he still does not win the duel though. Kibo
So bad,
comes
damn.
back one all the way towards the connector as well, and on the back of that boom bot, will now try to take control of the side. Z is still there. Raw Fuel holding the angle down. Caramel good for an answer of 1, but it's down to a 2v2 scenario. Sees both of them in front of him. Bit of a lackluster in terms of the peak, and Aziz will
Okay.
capitalize on
So
the
what I
back
want to
of
say
it.
about RNTX this round.
Converts the bonus
So see,
round
like they
for
started
Revenant
making the
XSpark.
A-wall again. Why? Because you know now in the normal buy rounds, Wise and Viper would usually be playing towards C, right? So that's the thing, you know. Just because their heavy util players are playing towards C, you'll usually be defaulting towards C more, right? So that's
Exactly, you
why
need to be
that's why they just shifted the Viper wall towards A, so they can keep the A space, like you know, with Viper, and they can work around the C and B space easily.
And also, as you can see on the attack side, they have double controller, double initiator.
Forces an
Yeah.
away
It's
type
not
of
just only one initiator. So the fight on A, it will be in their favor.
Exactly.
So like they can default towards C with Viper, create pressure and bait utility, and then like take A normally. Like they can take A
number
with no problems.
Yes,
They
yes.
have the breach, the Sova, yeah.
Exactly, and it's actually even better than Cypher, you know, because you can just divide the aiming space like in two. Like you can take the rubble first, and then you can fight for the left area. With Cypher, it's still like not that easy compared to what it is with Viper, you know.
some anticipation of
Do you agree?
GA on certain factors, but it still is
Hello.
really not enough to close out that. They really need
Did I
to take
DC?
the rubble
Last time,
control
hello?
guarders. They've been giving that
No, no,
space up way too easily.
Yeah.
And RNTX
Sankel?
have been exploiting
I couldn't
their
hear you.
hits from the
Yeah, I'm here.
towards the B side.
What do you think? What I said?
Oh, maybe it about what I didn't hear.
I said basically with Viper it's even easier to fight A, you know, because like you can divide this space into two, and with Cypher it's still a bit harder compared to like what it is with Viper, you know, like because you can
Exactly,
fight
yeah,
for
you can-
right and then left.
One take a rubble and then yeah, exactly. Yep.
Hmm.
Spot one. And the exchange just goes back to safety. Ryzen, if he can deliver the first shot, shot the barrel, but nah, just misses out. He had the opening there. Not able to land the shot.
He still landed a couple of body shots though. On the other side, Global Esports Academy. The ones who got low. Health out there, Aziz. Good for one. Wanted to catch the second, but just blast packs out of there.
Okay.
Oh, nice. I don't think
48
looking
with
good.
The outlaw up close and personal
Hmm.
though.
I think what G Academy can do here,
Smoke now wings
since
out,
they have
wings on the
a
other
see,
side and
the
snaps
best
the
thing with
perfectly.
Vice is that
Gets
you know
both of
the
them
stall
out
towards
of
C
the
is really
picture.
great.
Sends out
You
a
know,
paranoia,
it's
so
really
he's
hard
able
to
dodge it.
actually
Now he's got
even layer the
so
execution. You
many
know,
angles
you
to watch
go,
out
you
for.
bait the Vice like
Venka
wall.
will
He
put him
still
out
have
of
like
his
two
misery.
thorns to
PK
like
for
stop
him,
you. You know,
a
so I
comfortable
think
version of their
what
fourth
G
round
Academy
in their
can do,
back
they have
pockets.
enough stall towards
This is
C.
the Venka
They should
that
try
we
to go for the rebel
7-1.
control here. You know, because against Viper, like
Kind of missing in the last
not having rebel control can
was not working the way he wanted.
really put them in a
They-
disadvantage.
Is just deleted.
Yep, I like they need to go deep on A. Yep, I totally agree with that.
But DEA have to deliver after the round.
Ready.
Or at least you know make it harder for the opponents to actually get the A space. This is nice, but I don't like. Okay, wait. Let's see if the Rays have ult. Okay, he don't have ult. I'll comment on it later.
Oh, the showstopper. Self-sabotaging.
Oh, the
But it's
timing.
absolutely fine as long as he still stands. That's the most important part. As Georgie sends out that snake bite, but all the way towards the sea is where
Good
the main
position,
action
really
is.
insane
And the
position
hero
from
of that
Caramel.
action seems to be
Insane
Caramel,
position.
as you can't step foot in his
I'll talk
own
about that
kingdom.
position as well.
Down to 70.
Not good
but make
spacing
sure
and,
that it was worth
passing by
every
them.
single bullet.
Yeah. Okay, so
Goes in for
the
a
reason
4K
why
as
that position
well.
is
This
goated
guy
on
just
C,
does not
because you know the
fall.
opponents have to go all the way right and
Global
left. You know
Esports
they have to like
Academy.
travel so much distance to actually clear
Again
you,
on the back of
and you still
Caramel.
have the option to
Of
always
their
fall
first
back
round
from
and
there. You know,
spotters. This
because
is
it's really easy to just
oddly
fall back from the
similar to
pillar
what
to a
happened
CT.
in the
You
previous
can just take
match
your
where
knife out and jump
Caramel
out,
was
right?
holding his
So
side
like playing
down,
that position, opponents
regardless
have
of
to
how many
like
people
travel
fell
so
onto his
much,
side.
be separated. You can just isolate duel so well. So I think that was really good, great positioning. Second thing, when they were taking A, you know, I really don't think Raze is the best option, like, you know, for you to keep towards A, because Raze can be really useful in taking aggressive fights with the boom bot, reclear in B, or, you know, like the nade, you know. I think having Raid as a rotator would be a bit better, but I think it's okay sometimes. If you want the Raid to Raze to, maybe they have the idea of having the Raze nade to like counter
Very
their
opposite
A
parts
take.
of
What do you
the
think?
world around right now.
Yeah, maybe. I don't really
Shifted his
know
setup towards
that
the A side.
idea,
This
but
could be
I
Vancouver.
like it.
He's
Okay.
gonna see every single thing that's happening.
Should
out
I
there in
update
front, but
to
Rockfield
Windows 11?
is the man who'll snap
No.
first. An antidote checks the angle perfectly, goes for a
For me,
wide
I
pick
like
as
it.
well. Ryzen could not catch him by surprise. The round is technically over.
I
by
didn't
this
have
point.
like
He
Yeah.
got a
prob-
single pick on the back of it now. It's a 5v2.
Your voice.
Don't really have a lot left in the bank account for the next round too. So
Oh, really? I said I like it
save, but
about the
Blue
Windows
Esports
11.
wants to make a play,
Like, I don't have
and
many
he's gonna
problems
punish
with
for
it.
that. It's all down to Caramel in a 1v5.
Oi,
Oh, Caramel.
But do you still think having like Omen towards the rebel is better because of the escape plan as
Yep.
well?
I was just about to say. He landed
Let's see
the
if they
shot
keep taking the
back over the
A
head
space.
of
The
guy who
round they
was at
took
the
A space, they won that round, you know, like the same thing we
That's it,
discussed.
man.
So let's see if they will keep on it.
Jeez.
But hey, 5-1 up. RNTX completely hot shot form. Looks
1 minute, guys. I'll be back.
Yeah, sure. Okay, they're going for A take again. La Flame, look, that's good. They use the Raze nade, so I think yeah, the Omen should be the one staying here, so Raze can have like the proactive plays. Unless Raze have ult. Okay, so this is the Norbu idea, where he likes the Raze to stay in Rebel rather than Omen
The smoke was delayed and Ryzen
because of the ult.
cannot miss those timings.
Also, the
basically got off the weaponries, but there's no one to play around on the back of his ultimate either.
This is good from G
Maybe he's able to
Academy.
catch one, but
I'll
that's
say
Wenka
why.
just pushing a bit too far forward down in CT. By the time they go in for this retake, every single thing will be ready on the other side though, but there's the Nightfall paired up with the Showstopper. Not quite sure if they heard about it though. Caramel lands in a nasty past 6 shot. It's all down to just one as the pincer perfectly.
Okay, Laflim,
Global Esports Academy
look.
will get another round on their defense and what?
So Breach had ultimate, right? This is a really good idea from G Academy. So when they have Breach L, right, it's better you don't give them the like orb space so that he cannot ultimate onto the side, right? And at the same time, they're not playing in positions where they will get punished by the Breach L. For example, they're playing passive and letting one person play on the rubble. So the race can, if they really want to take away with the Breach L, race can beat the Breach L, and these guys will be ready to counter fight, you know, at that point. And then look at this. This is also a really great idea. Since we know they have Breach L, they can get the C side for free. If they go C, what we can do, we can just take their space in return, like just flanking, you know, rather than going from CT and then trying to retake. Because when Breach ults in C, he will have more utils for the post plant, you know.
That's Steel Garden just sending it out, making sure that.
So it's gonna be really hard to actually retake from CT. So they just flanked them, and that's a really good idea from G Academy.
Nightfall and the Showstopper.
I'll note this round. We'll talk about that like later. 5-1.
An Antidote was even forced to use his Rolling Thunder as well while they were trying to make a play towards the CT. It did not work out for them. So now it's all down to that Hunter's Fury. Oh my god, there's just 2 players up in front of you. Yumi's been taken down though, and the Hunter's Fury is going to catch Caramel out in the open. Did not anticipate how far forward RNTX were pushing the Global Esports Academy. Now down to just 3 members.
Maybe he does not need that. Gets one for Venka. In the close area will get taken by Gurb. A triple. Keep up with the 4th. Gurb with the quadra as well. What just happened on the side of RNTX? Everybody slept on the crosshairs because Gurb, he is just swinging them left and right, taking everybody down all by himself. A quadra for the race and Global Esports getting the 3rd.
Nice.
क्या लग रहा है लाफ्लेम?
Last round Gurb used his
कुछ बोलो,
Showstopper.
कुछ टिप्पणी करो.
पानी पी रहा था.
I'm back.
Round number
Welcome
7,
back.
if I'm not wrong.
So I guess the A-take is working.
Yeah, the A-take is working, and
He's one
another thing, you know, when the
away
opponents have had Breach
from
ult,
another
they
Showstopper.
took A. I'll actually talk about that round after the game, okay? In the
I'll be right
halftime.
back.
Mind-boggling.
Yeah.
The fact that this guy was
I'll show you,
struggling
that
not
was a
just
really
on
good
the
idea from
previous
them.
map,
I
but
think
rather for
I
what
really
before
like that idea, and I
he did
discussed that
yesterday
with
against
Kappa as well
XYND on the
one time, you
Neon.
know.
Still surprised as to why these people do not give him the raise. Just let him play on the race every single time. If he's gonna do stuff like that and get 4 on the round where you were down numbers.
Yeah, as we talked, like they are taking A so aggressively and hold it.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is good. Like this is how to deny the Viper. Like you
Yes.
fight towards that point.
Exactly.
Because like if you play deep, like you will fall to their default. Like
Yes.
will play you like you want.
And then they would get the A space for free, and then they can dump everything on the A side, you know. And then you have like so many question marks on the map as well. Like because they will usually be defaulting towards B and C, so you'll anyways have the question marks there. Just because of the Viper wall and
Yeah,
easy
that's
A
the
take
thing
from
about
opponents,
sheer wall.
you'll have
You
like
always
even
have
more
to
question
picture
marks on the
perfect
map, you
by
know.
taking that down, and Garb needs to be
Yep.
perfect in landing that shot. But Venka does him one better.
Like that, the adaptation is so good.
Yeah,
Like the adapt as they should.
yeah.
Offset the
The position from Raze I think should be a bit better, you know. Like he should have like an escape plan there.
The focus is on the utility
towards rubble.
Every single thing left in
Do
their
you agree?
bank account. You could say the
For me, I think he should even left it, you know.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
either he left it or play so passive. Like he doesn't pick or something. Like
Just on the jump spot.
he
yeah.
play for then yeah, exactly. And like even when he jump spot, like he shouldn't fight them, you know. Like he let them
Yeah.
come to him, you know.
Just
Because
buy
like if
time
he
for
pick
the
them like
rotation.
this, Like he could kill the Omen and go back somewhere else. But like if they let them invest something on him, like they know for sure. Okay, guys, they come in A.
Your
Like
voice is
his info will be more.
Can you say again? Can you say again?
Oh really?
Yeah, your voice is lagging still.
I said okay. Wait, let me.
Yeah, if you can do something.
Is it better like this or no?
Absolutely
No, wait,
phenomenal
I can
again.
change the server.
Playing
Is it better or still okay? Still the same.
so
I think it's
forward
better
out
now.
there. As
Say-
soon as
keep
the
saying.
smoke
No,
was
it's
visible,
my
he
internet.
just took a timing to cross towards the right.
1 minute.
Animal did not really check up the close left. He was eventually taken down by surprise. Was not able to reset the crosshair well on time.
I think it's better now. What do you think?
Yeah, it's better. It's better. Yeah,
Because
you go
my
on.
internet was.
About the race that you said he should leave
I
and
said
just
like
play on jump.
yeah, like either he leave
Really nice
or
play
when he hold it there, like he hold it so passively, and even when he show his position, like he won't fight. He try to survive, you know, like he
Yeah.
try to survive. So the other team need to like spend utility on him because like if he was holding the angle like he was and he lost the fight, like he don't know for sure they are coming A because like the moment he saw Omen, he's dead. But like if he survive, they could like double peek him or triple peek him. They will have more specific info. Like guys, it's A for sure. But
Yes.
like the way Raze he died, like okay guys, Omen is A. That's it,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
don't know for sure.
Exactly. I agree. He basically just need to also buy time for the rotations, you know, especially
Exactly,
in a
yep.
5v3. So, yeah, in 5v3 you should just go back and shift towards the area. But this is good. They made a good
Yeah,
comeback.
the adaptation is good. Yep,
Yeah.
Once George was taken out over towards the rubble.
the timeout was on point. When it was the timeout, by the way, I
don't.
forget.
Did they take a timeout? I don't think they took a timeout.
Yeah, they took a
They
timeout.
took? Oh, I think I was.
Yeah, just check.
Yeah.
Like timeout, they have one and
Oh.
an NTX too.
Yeah. That was a good timeout then.
Standing alone. Economy broken.
And they are always still on A, like 4 on A. Like
Position to get another
this
round
is
of
good.
defense as they want to play
Yes.
aggressively towards rubble yet again.
Like because like I told you, right? Wise is alone enough to actually like hold C, you know? He's alone enough to just delay install them C. He don't need any other utils, you know? If it was like a KJ composition, I would agree that okay.
For a second,
Like, you know,
I
maybe
thought
with 4 people,
RNTX
it's
might
not
get
the
at
best
least
idea, you know, to
2
take
when
A.
Kivo was taken
Because
down.
you need another player towards C. But with Vice, you can have 4A and then your C is still good enough, you know?
He's doing even better than Venka.
Yep, like it will buy them a lot of time.
Look. This is a really nice thing. Look. What they are doing. They conditioned them in a 4A
Exactly, condition
take,
them on A.
and now in the last round they're just having like Vice towards A, you know, and heavy towards C.
That was smart actually.
Yeah, because obviously they are gonna execute C now, you know. Yeah, this is a really nice call. Whoever called it.
Yeah, and do it with the like do it plus drop play. This is so good. No, it's too early.
It's too early. Yes, it's too early. Yeah, they did it.
Lucky man.
Yeah, they did it like prematurely, you know.
Still a bigger guy remaining out.
Yeah, but I think like from the Viper, when the Viper doesn't see anything, like they knew it was off.
Conventional.
Yeah.
They know something is off.
That we usually see. Ryzen, yeah, it's not gonna jump peek that again. Realizes there's still a couple of players out here.
Okay, they still managed to trade the raises, by the way. Especially for RNTX, the raise had ult, you know.
Worry about the hold on.
So it's
Prowler
even
did
wor-
not catch him.
Oh,
Prowler did
that's a
not
bad timing.
absolutely catch him. And Ryzen, out of the round, caught by surprise out here. That means a free C site up for grabs.
Okay, GA Academy have more question marks on the map now. So I think this is gonna work really well for RNTX. See, they're like taking so much time to clear the question marks.
Yep, even the post.
And the
good
retake is
post
really delayed.
positions.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. But from the start, they started GE like 5. It's still good, still decent.
Yeah. I agree.
Oh, the spacing, holy.
Okay, so since now you're playing against a breach composition, you
Good
know,
round being pulled by them, and again it
uh,
was all on the back of that
and
one
like I
prowler.
think opponents will
Spartans
have
had
like a
that
heavy
prowler
presence towards A,
connected
right?
onto
Like because of the double
Cuenca. This would
initiators,
have
so
been a
they should
very
like
different
usually
round.
go for like an A default.
But it
You know?
missed.
Yep.
And that
So,
round
but let's see.
turned on
I
its
mean, in
head.
pistol round, you can
They
always have
default
like a different
towards
thing.
and they
Do
towards
not
A.
want to miss out on the option
Yeah.
right
What's
in
sorry?
front
Because
of you.
like
If you are
say like for
looking
A
forward to play
default
Valorant
and then
competitively,
towards C.
best friend is going
Because
to be
like
Yes,
most
yes.
likely the Viper will be towards C and it's their C is weak.
Yes.
But the problem is like I think RNTX they will be like condition A and then like do traps towards C or something.
Yes.
Because they can't just left C for Viper alone.
Yes. And I think
So
like I was actually gonna mention the same thing, you know, since they don't have like any cipher or like, you know, or KJ, their C would be really like not the best, you know. So ending C would be a really good option, you know, like a lot of times.
by the way, I love this whole Viper is
The
doing on
B and
defense.
C, yeah.
From the- yeah.
On the defense part or something, I'm saying it's a very solid half.
Yeah, because you don't need that towards A, right? You have double initiator comp.
On the stacked side,
You have
Exactly,
breach.
yeah.
So you just have that towards C. That's a really good idea.
Bro, Georgie, nice shots, man. Damn.
Insane. Wait, let me see what happened actually from G Academy, what they did. Because I think the problem is they went A really late, you know, and the opponents had like still a lot of utils left, right? Do you agree?
Yep.
Like they should
Yep.
start A bit
They should
earlier, you know?
default. Yeah, exactly. And end it C.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't know, but like they started defaulting C.
Yeah.
They throw a smoke, and then when the Sova started, like they cleared the question mark, and they didn't do anything after it.
Yes.
Not being able to trade the first one.
The other have C info,
They could not
and
really
you,
find
yeah,
anything
just
out.
walk.
Paranoia opening the door up out there. Caramel, the first one to fall, and another 2K this time.
Okay, let's see. But from the next round, they should start defaulting A earlier.
In total, last
Let's see if they would do it or no.
UV still got a chance for an
Ooh,
ace. No,
wait,
but
what?
UV will land in the shot, shut him down, and that's absolutely not a bulldog.
Did you see
shot.
that?
That's a
He got
phantom out in his
3K,
own hand.
right?
The best weaponry that he could have grabbed, and
Think
it's
so,
also
yeah.
going for the plant as well. It's gonna be a very
It's
quick
low,
recon
let's
now.
see.
Position revealed out there. Raw Fuel's gonna send the shock dart. It's already down to 70 HP. The recon dealt with. Aziz out in the open. That angle has been lost. Raw Fuel
All the
needs to be careful. Just watching it perfectly. Aziz has shown out his foots as well though. Raw
Okay,
Fuel.
really.
no way, bro.
Winning
He
that
waved.
individual,
Yeah.
a chance was there
Really
for
nice try
UV.
still.
Even the
That
trip
still
position
is just
trade, it
gonna
was
go down
insane.
and slumber. Revenant XSpark.
Unlucky for him, I guess. Yeah, but they lost two to three weapons.
Yeah, that's really good for G Academy.
The Phantom was recovered too, but maybe a little too much.
Technical
power at
pause.
that very moment. If we hit that waterfall angle,
Okay. So like we discussed, they should start early towards A because opponents are playing a breach comp, right? So they need to condition them or like they need to make them waste their utils first because there is no need to actually start with the C default, right? Because what possible utils do you have to actually make them bait, you know? Like
Exactly, yeah.
they have nothing towards C, so there is no point of like starting in a default towards C, you know? So the purpose is to make them waste their utils. So when you execute in the later round, in the third tempo or like even after that, they will have
to do
less
that,
utils to
Spartans,
like,
because
you
if
know,
they
stop you.
won't,
So that's why
then
they
they're
need
gonna
to start
have
towards A
RNTX
more.
being eliminated before reaching the playoffs of VCSA
Let's
Split 3
see.
and imagine what
Let's
it's
see,
going to
let's
be.
I
see.
trust the timeouts.
Yeah, but this is
Winners of
the
Split 2
technical
will have
timeout,
the
not a
luxury to
tactical timeout.
dethrone the king.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, in this
Likes of
players
VLT.
are not even allowed to talk to each other.
The
You
one
know?
who made VLT feel
Yep, yep.
there. Acceleration, yeah. Not really standing up on that terms where you would not even see this team up in the playoffs of Split 3 though, but we'll have to see. Global Esports Academy are also looking to have their own Cinderella run or a fairy tale
ending probably, because if I'm not wrong, they were in 6th position in the total number of circuit points. So you'd really need at least a top 3 ending in this event in order to be in the top 4, or at least have a chance to be in the top 4. Now that Reckoning have been thrown out by Asterisk and .exe, who themselves are now in the contest for being in the top 4. And Ascension qualifier playoffs is so open now, though, I'll have to say.
With the results we are having the past 2 days, anybody who would have predicted how the Ascension circuit would look like, it is completely changed by now. RNTX barely managing to just get through in this map right now. They are in the lower finals for the qualification. SATUL threw them to a lower final. Nobody expected that to happen. So many upsets being created.
Okay.
Now EA,
Okay, what do we have?
They're not starting to say. This is not good.
RNTX, they do
Look,
Yeah.
so they got the A control.
Light.
They have the rotations towards C. And now they have all the utils in the world to retake. Yeah,
Have to
sorry.
make it
Yeah,
happen.
and
No
even
one
like
needs to
their
start from this
their
now
A
on.
pressure is being answered by the Omen.
Control of
Like
Yeah.
the
as well,
NTX
control of
answered
B,
so quick.
just open the door.
Yeah.
They know what's how to play against the
Some of it.
Viper. They play deep and
That's the
yeah.
reason why Antidote
Yeah,
is also
yeah.
rotating off on the back of that
And
door.
at this point, even if they go and re-clear A, Omen can just waste so much of their time, and the opponents can still rotate. So it's like, even if they are taking back A in a late round, you're still not making Breach use his utils, which is really deadly in the retake. Retake and the floods. So I think this situation,
Look at the trap on C, yeah.
it's heavily favored towards RNTX.
Who'd get a bit impatient, who'd want to walk out for the information, but RNTX are not giving that to them.
30 seconds left.
is everything okay?
Okay, what are they doing?
People look bald.
Okay.
Standing, waiting.
Last 20-second execution, or is this what? It
Just holding the yeah.
is this a technical failure or something?
Sometimes I feel Spartas
A
that
rollback? I
you
don't know.
really can predict really well.
Like nobody
predict-
in the world would be sitting on the spawn for like legit 30 seconds. You shift walk at least somewhere. You're not there to wait for the opponent to push you down if they have not done it in the past 14 rounds. Hey, good one there from everybody. Like yeah, the tech pause. I
Yeah,
kind of
it,
thought like okay,
good read.
Antidote
Good read, my guy,
holding
good read.
The stun would be different, but how long are you holding it, Antidote? Seems like he was maybe DC'd there.
I was getting sad seeing the technical pause yet again, though, because yeah, I mean we'll just have to wait and see now. Eventually, we are fixing on this issue, ladies and gentlemen. So please do not worry. Just give us a few more minutes. It's gonna work out really perfectly fine.
It's
But
an
that
issue,
also
I
gives
think.
enough time to Global Esports Academy to have a chat with their own players as well, right? Because normally we were seeing that team in control, in an advanced position in terms of the rounds, and then winning the pistol as well as the anti-ego after that in the previous maps. And that helped them close that one off really well with a 13-6 scoreline. This time around, it's a bit different. It is their map pick, yes, but Revenant XSpark are the ones who are in the lead, and this technically is a 9-5 in their favor, a 4-round gap. You don't really have as many chances as you did like the previous map, so you can't make major mistakes, Spartus.
Oh, let's see how long this will take to get fixed. To be honest, because
Okay, in the meantime, I'll just show you the round, Sankal.
Step over towards the mount to
Okay.
Okay, so this was the round.
The
So
breach ult, yeah.
yeah, the breach ult round, yes. Okay. So the first thing is that the opponents have breach ult, okay? Now, in my idea, we should not provide them the orb area control in this scenario, you know, because if we provide them the orb area control, Breach can easily ult A site and get the site for free, right? So this is the first thing that G Academy did good. Second thing, what they did good, they're not really heavy towards Rubble, you know, not having like 3 people towards Rubble, because let's say if you're Rubble and Breach counter ult, you're all just completely like, you know, destroyed, right?
Yeah.
So they're having the race there to actually bait out the breach ult, and 3 players are just
The
playing
others are
anti breach ult, yeah. And just because you know, okay, so this is the A thing, right? Just because you know breach can easily get the C side control with breach ult, and now if he gets the control with breach ult, he have all his util kit left for the post plant, right? So it's gonna be really hard for you to just retake from CT and waterfall.
Exactly, yeah.
So now you
exactly.
just flank basically. Look,
Cannot miss those timings.
like this is the idea which I always say to the teams, you know.
Also,
Yeah, that is really smart, by the way.
basically got
Yeah.
off the weaponries, but there's no one to play around on the back.
Like they counter every possibility for the
He's able
breach.
to catch one, but that's Wenka.
Yeah.
If they fight, they're
So
still
bit too
good.
far
If
forward
they
down in CT.
leave it for the retake, they are ready.
The time
I
they go
like
in for
that.
this retake, every single thing will be ready on the other side though, but there's the Nightfall paired up with the Showstopper. Not quite sure if they heard about it though. Caramel lands in a nasty pass 6 shot.
Yeah, from now, like
their
their comeback started. That's good.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the same time when we said, you know, they should start taking A, they just started taking A and they just started the comeback.
Basically got off the weaponries, but there's no one to
Okay, so they got the kill here. And I think that is the reason they just went here, you know.
basically got off the weaponries, but there's no one to play around on the back of the
And they
side.
got like 2 kills, so it's now it's okay to just go with team, you know.
Huey is able to catch one, but that's Wake.
Because the basic idea is, you know, if the breach have ult, he can take, like I said, you know, he can take this side control with his ult, and now he have all the utils to take more control, right? So we know that they can take our control, so it's better that we take their control in return, you know.
Studying themselves, but
Yep,
it's
yep.
not gonna be that
Okay, the game started,
Like
I
now
think.
we to fight for it, yeah.
Yeah,
because they
exactly.
are playing absolutely out
Okay,
of their mind.
okay, so they're going back towards A earlier. This is good.
RNTX would have an upper
This
edge.
is a good
It's being
thing.
stolen away by Global Esports Academy on the other side.
Watching here.
1-0 in a lead.
I still think starting C have no benefit to them, right?
You're watching
I agree,
VALORANT
yes.
Challenger South Asia 2025 spread 3. Map number 2, RNTX and Global Esports Academy. RNTX trailing behind by 1 map. And we are in the second half, round 15 out here. Gur out to the open though, and
Okay,
what a
what?
shot to be landed on the smokes of the other side.
Okay, so I think the idea here is they know they take A and they leave it, right? So instead of their idea is not to make them waste their utils, their idea is just to contact up, you know,
Yeah, but like
and
it
get the kill.
will leave you vulnerable to contact the trap plays.
The trap plays, yes.
Yeah, like they can be trapped easily.
I think that's why. Okay, I think that's why they can just send like the duelist to actually, like, you know, look for the kill and be ready to
Exactly.
just fall back, you know, like this satchel back, you know, if there is like a trap play, like poking and prodding basically.
10 HP though, but that's about it. Everyone is super healthy out there. Phantom's gonna get a
But I
headshot.
think they also know, right? Like opponents are taking A and then just leaving it, you know, so that's why the trap plays are like less likely to happen towards A, you know,
Sure, if they would really
so
want to
they can
Yep, yep.
still contact up and get that kill, and that was a really good
for the next
pick,
round
I think.
so might as well just want to give it a try though. There's an option, chance, and a possibility. But Caramel is just sending
Okay,
it
really
all.
really nice round from G Academy.
It's
I like it.
an important 2K and a comfortable one at that. Global Esports Academy.
Yeah, I like how they stay close.
For RNTX.
They play versus like low-key equal round, so
Hmm.
It's like pretty much evident right now. Like so many players are using the Phantom.
okay, that one is a big round. Let's see.
Happens a big Phantom movement with Benka. He loses that 140 ding against
It was their bonus, by the way, RNTX, so it's still not bad for them, you know.
ding could have been a
Yep,
kill for
it
Benka,
wasn't
but
bad at
happened
all.
on the side of RNTX, but Gov is taking things in his own hands, getting that round, and the very next one, they are yet another default.
Okay, so they're not again making them waste the A utils, right?
Waiting for the opponent to make a mistake.
Yep.
And they have early M4 leg, so you see, the so on the break
Yeah.
position.
Discipline out there.
I think RNT will win this game.
And that's the difference. Imagine if they have Fate like they can retake easily B, like the point you mentioned.
Yeah.
But like but they don't have B info. You see how the breach is still paranoid.
Yeah, so
Like,
they
he
have
need
like
to
more
hold it,
question
like-
marks.
And even the breach position is so bad. Like he can't help on A, he can't help on C.
Yes.
Like he's just there for the info.
So what you're saying, they're just wasting the breach's potential here.
Exactly. Yeah. If they have a fade, like they have leave the fade there, retake it, and the breach can either like help the A fight or the B trap, C trap.
No one's leaving
Yeah,
the space.
yeah.
Aziz and Venka, they're still holding
Like
it
being
down.
the more comfortable
Paranoid's
footer.
been sent out
But
on
here
his
I
face,
think
but a nasty,
their idea,
nasty
I
stuff
know
from
what their
Antidote
idea
all the way from
is
the
here,
other
you
part
know.
of the map.
I'll say after this round.
Catches one as well, and Aziz is not stopping at all. It's both of these duelists just shutting down the entire cavalry of Global Esports Academy.
Okay, so the first thing that RNTX did well, you know, which I just talked about the SOA thing, you know, that you cannot have the SOA, like, you know, like the SOA towards A is gonna be really weak, you know, like even if that's like the only kind of option for him, you know, for the reclears, it's not gonna be ideal to just give them the rebel space, right? So first thing which RNTX is doing good is keeping the rebel space. Okay. Second thing, I think the reason why, like, you know, the lack of like fade, like what we discussed, you know, because of the lack of fade, the breach is not able to float really freely, so he cannot really help with the flood utils, right? But the idea is that he just go for the retake, so they basically, you know, fight for these choke points here.
Yeah.
And then in the time where the opponents will take to just execute onto the side, breach can just go CT and just help for the retakes, or, you know, like to securing the backside. Yeah.
But if they do, then RNTX
So
will
it's something
have
like
their
this.
own
Let
two
me
of the
just
timeouts though, but I'm pretty sure GEA would be happy.
bring up
That would
Viper
mean their
here.
coach can talk to them as well.
What other agent they have? Yeah. So yeah, so their idea is
now,
have breach for the passive
do or
info
die
for B.
scenario for
Okay.
GEA.
Have these
This
players
works
like
cool,
this and
this
this,
does not.
and when the
That
opponents are
means this map is going
executing,
out of their
we
hands, and
delay as much as
to
we
be very
can.
honest, how do you even
We
fix
fall
this,
back,
Spartus?
okay,
How
and
do you
then we
fix
just have
Aziz
breach,
and
who will
Venka
just
in that
help
position?
us for the retake, right?
The use of the
Typically, if you're
paranoia,
playing
use of the
Fade,
Prowler as well up
the game
close,
plan
but
would be
Aziz just standing
something
his
like
ground
this,
down on the
where
back
you
of
just
that
take the A
fault line
control,
of
you leave Omen here, okay?
Antidote all the way
You
from
have
B.
like, you know, these guys,
How do you deal with that?
and you just have breach for like fast rotation, and you just fight for the spaces, like instead of giving it up, you know.
Yep, you can fight always. Yep.
Yes. So I think it's they're still adapting well, like on their weaknesses, you know, RNTX.
Standing there, but Caramel he gets a frag. The showstopper will not work out because Caramel he takes the play down and Ryzen. He gets a third one in a row.
Okay, so this was a really good timeout, I think. Like since the lack of fade, you know, they're gonna be very
Exactly,
uncomfortable
they
towards
want
B.
the
They just
duels
countered that.
they
He
want.
will
Yeah.
catches one more,
Yeah.
and it's all down to Antidote, who's down to just.
Yeah, and
15
actually, like
HP.
I think when you think about it, GE took like they never pressure B, or like they didn't know B was a gap.
Garb
Yeah.
Like they can abuse the
walks
breach.
out
They have
down the
nothing on B.
stairs, down the
Exactly.
aisle,
Like they can
sends him
always
back.
show presence there, put question mark, and go back.
His own team now. It's a back
Yes,
and
yes,
forth for the
exactly.
past 4 rounds. Finally, Global Esports Academy again.
This was a
looking
really
at
good
some
timeout. Like they just
control
exploited
back
the
and steal it away
weakness,
from
you
the
know.
other side as
And now
Cameron's
look,
got his
RNT is
screen on and
conditioned to
not much
fight for B.
progress.
They're positioning towards B main, you know.
Yep.
They just made them paranoid. Wow. Okay, so G still have like a good chance to win this.
Fighting.
Right now a set play coming in and the set play will work out. Gets one all the
Bro, GE economy is so bad.
even better after
They can't have straight good fights.
Yeah, but you see this RNTX, bro. They just
Family finds one and hold up.
as soon okay, so this is a really good game plan. As soon as they know their weakness has been exploited, they just literally, like, you know, and they know that okay, G Academy will try to exploit their weakness, like what you mentioned, you know, like pressuring B and then going back. So they are gonna be paranoid for the B, right?
And now they
And
realize
they know opponents are gonna try to exploit that more, so they
picking up the
just
spike as
pushed
well and
B
going
and
for a
C.
backside plant.
Yep,
Can
yep.
play
Do you
for
think this was pre-decided or like they just like called
either
it like
from
on the
tree
fly?
or from the heaven.
I think this
I
was
don't know if-
pre-decided.
One ways up for
if it's pre-decided, it's so good.
People to push
Yeah,
up.
it's
Oh,
really
lovely
smart.
fault line, and that's
Yeah.
enough. Raw Fuel takes him down. 1v3
Like,
sends
as-
out
like,
a steel
you know,
guard and you can't really
like-
But
exit.
you know, if it's pre-decided,
An antidote
like
is the
if
one
it's pre-decided,
trying
it
to grab
means
Rio
they
takes
know
it.
before
He'll
that
probably catch
they have a
one,
gap
but it
and the
seems
problem on the
antidote
map.
is on an
So
absolute
why they
different
play with the
direction.
gap, you know?
No, because
Classic
you know,
headshot.
I understand what you're saying, but the solution for the gap they also have, right? Like just playing for the retakes, you know. So they're like, okay, since the typical nature of this map, you know, how this map's gonna work is more towards A and C. You know, teams are usually gonna be defaulting to those positions. What we can do, we can just have that gap, and as soon as someone tries to exploit it, we just push B and C, like, you know, because we know the opponents will try to exploit it more, and we
Yeah,
just
but
push
like,
that.
I get it, but like, when they are doing this, like they are doing it for a reason. Like, what they are the Sova giving them to let them like it's okay. We have a gap
So
since we have
okay,
Sova. Like,
I agree what
I
you
think-
mean.
yeah, because like the Fate will do the same drop and they still have
Exactly.
no gaps.
Exactly. So I completely agree with this because Sova is not really providing them any value. That's what you're trying to say, right? He's not providing
Exactly,
you
like-
any value towards defense.
But I just want to see him run back. You have 1 minute 6 seconds. You don't need to push the smoke.
Like what he can do that
Come on, re-wrap
Exactly.
around,
that
take
Fate
the
can't do, you know.
goal.
Exactly, yes.
But Ryzen,
I think that's something which you also discussed, right? Like, so like Fade is much better on this composition and this map than Sova. But what I wanted to appreciate is even if they have a gap, they are aware of their gap and they are like, you know, they have a game plan around that. Like, I know what you're
I
saying is like completely, like, you know, it completely makes sense. Fade is much better on this map than Sova, right? But even if you have a gap, you know, you're still aware of that and have a game plan around that. That's what is really impressive from RNTX, in my opinion.
Actually found something on Raw Fuel, but it is what it is right now. 5 chances for RNTX to close out the map. And Antidote is looking an absolute beast right now, and a big reveal by Raw Fuel. Combine it with the paranoia as well. Caramel UE answer back on their own ways though.
This was also a similar thing, by the way,
Absolutely
for
not
the B
enough,
counter,
because
you
now
know.
when
They
Venkat
have
steps
like
down,
2
it's
players
Raw
take
Fuel
A,
who
and they
steps
start
up for
with
the
2
D.
players aggressive C and 1 player towards B. So if they have the C-main control, they can just fight with the
Make
doors, you
that
know.
son, and that's gonna be the best clutch for you,
Yep.
but that
And
ain't
now, like,
happening. It's
They let
Aziz.
them be. That was good by RTX.
Yeah, like 2 players fighting C-main, 1 player B, okay. As soon as they get the C control, they are ready to actually, you know, counter their gap, which is B, and they can open the door and fight that, you know. So they still have proactive information on the map and they can rotate towards A, you know. Like it's the same
Yep.
thing. The A players will delay them enough, will buy enough time so that after getting the C and B in control, Breach can rotate back and still, you know, play for that retake with the Breach utils.
Yep.
the first map, yes, was a pretty harsh
Okay, this was a really good game from RNTX.
not coming in, but maybe it was just the first game of the day.
I think what GA Academy should have exploited more. I think in the timeout they really did well to exploit the B gap, but what they should have done more is starting A early so that you are making them waste the breach utils. So when in the, like, you know, late round they have less utils for the defense, you know, and even for
Retake,
the
yeah.
retake. Yeah,
Not really actively fighting for that rubber.
They
And
didn't debate a lot. They so passive.
yeah.
Like
We can just work on the other parts of the map.
I think that should have been like the main game plan, and then having like the B execution and the B exploitation would have, like, you know, worked even well for them in the mid round.
yeah.
How quickly this team can adapt and
You know, and by the way, that Sova guy, I think he's the main Sova. Because like even in Pearl, he was playing Sova with Reina and Jet.
I
Like,
think
so
that is the
it's
reason
like-
why they're not playing Fade. Yes.
came down to the even
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's valid reason to be honest. I will do it. Like if it's for me, I strongly agree with Agent Comfort.
Yeah. So I think what we just discussed, like obviously the like we said, you know, Fade is a better like pick on this map, but then you have a SOA player who is more comfortable on SOA, right?
Yeah.
Playing that, being aware of what the gaps are for you, having a counter game plan to counter those gaps. I think then this is just a masterclass from RNTX. And just to give you the context, the raw fuel guy, the SOA player, he was actually a duelist main. He can play flex, by the way. He can play Viper or any other roles, but he was mainly playing duelist for them in the past, you know. And now I think since he's playing initiator, he's not really that comfortable on fade.
Kills total and 277 of that ACS.
Yeah, that's good. Like, comfort is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Like, even I still, in my opinion, like even pro players are like don't care about it and say like we discussed this before. Like they can play, I can play this, I can play this, but in
Yeah.
reality, they will just provide mediocre level and that's it.
Exactly. I completely agree. Also, like this team, the RNTX team, you know, I think it's they are not really a team which, you know, oh, we need an initiator player. We need like a really, like, you know, an initiator player who can provide value on the role. They didn't go for that. Why? Because the core, you know, their core with like the 4 players, they're playing for like 3 years now, 2 or 3 years together, you know, at least 2 years. So I think they just adapted around it, you know, rather than bringing another player and destroying their synergy.
Yeah. Last game, Ascent, right?
Yeah, that's Ascent. That's gonna be really interesting, bro. Because I know what G Academy is gonna play. Okay. I don't know if they already played the composition. Let me check. But it would be really interesting to see if they're gonna play that composition. I also give them like some ideas. I wanna see if they are gonna use my ideas or no. Okay, so they haven't played that Ascent yet, right? Okay. This would be interesting. I shared them like a playbook of Ascent I made for them. So let's see if they're gonna use some of my plays. It would be interesting to watch.
Okay. Which comp?
I wanna wait. I don't wanna say it right now.
Oh, okay. Bro, I really love spicy comps on Ascent. Like the crazy comps and shit.
I'll
really
actually
like
DM
it.
you. I'll DM you the comp. 1 sec.
Okay.
They're gonna play this.
Especially Ryzen and Kibo, they completely lagged it around. Kibo on the other day he played Fade and he was looking pretty good on the map of Lotus with the good lineups and reveals and everything. But today,
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. That's not like that's not like a very unique comp, but that's a really good comp.
until it's over, that's what you mentioned. And
Yeah, like if you don't play, you don't know how to play against it, it will be so hard.
Exactly. Yes.
it's the map of Ascent.
Like as we did.
Always called it the home
As we did on Ascent.
I think. Yeah.
classic performance all the way
And you know the problem is,
play by the
because in my opinion, I think that the comps are trash, really trash. But the problem is like the teams, they don't know how to adapt to it. It seems so good.
this score is still sticking by.
I don't.
Like they don't have
I know what you mean.
patience to.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I don't think it's trash. I think it's also really good if you have a good game plan around it, you know. Like I have really good ideas on that comp.
Last time I remember
I'll show you later.
relay composition.
Yeah. No. It's not about what you can do. It's about what the other team can do to you.
Yeah.
Because like, imagine if you are the team, like don't know how to play against a double Senti comp, like they will explode you. So like it will be harder for you, you know. But the
Yeah.
problem is they don't know how to adapt to it. Like they don't know how they need to play slow and not so explosive. They don't know how to layer up and break the Sentinel utility and like wait you for peak. Like they don't. No one do that.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. Oh, my bad.
It's okay. I can fix it later.
Yeah, but like we are talking in general, you know.
One second, one guy commented. Yeah, I agree, I agree. I'm a G fanboy. What's your take? Where is G going wrong? Okay, so I think in Pearl they were not going wrong. Okay, in Pearl they were doing really well. I mean, they were like a bit things. I'll actually open the VALORANT and show you. Like, you mean G main lineup or G Academy?
Life has no rule books, but we can give you a stage.
Okay, I wanna know this first. Do you mean G Academy or G main lineup? Both. Okay. Okay. So I'll talk about Academy because right now we were watch partying Academy. So the first thing in Pearl, okay, Pearl they did really well. Okay, their game plan was really nice. The only thing that they were doing in defense, they were over fighting in the space where we didn't have to, you know, because the opponents had the double duelist composition. For example, we'll show you. So I'll show you, like, this was their composition, right? The duelist composition, and the defenders had this Vice, Yoru, and then what was the last agent? Fade. Wait, I have Fade already. Astra. Okay, so the idea here is that, you know, opponents wants you to fight. Why? Because first, if they really want to like execute to the side, they have nothing much, you know. They have, let's say, maybe Reyna flashes, okay, that's all, or like Sova drone and recon, which is not that powerful, okay. Like, they have nothing else to actually execute onto the side, right? So now they want you to fight into them so they can get those aim duels and have advantage on you, right? So what we need to do is we need to still play aggressive, make them, like, you know, use more utils like drone and recon to take the initial, like, the main areas and the front side, but at the same time we should have layers to just fall back like this. So when they get to the site after using so many utils, they have nothing to actually play post plant with. They didn't have Astra, by the way, they had Brim, sorry, right? In post plant they only have a molly or maybe KJ mollies, you know. They have nothing else to actually stop these guys, and these guys have everything for the post plants: Astra utils, Vice flash, Neon stun, Fate Prowler's eye, Yoru flash. Okay, they have everything to actually stomp them in the retake, right? So they don't have to like overfight, what I basically mean. So like, they were doing well in the layering part, like falling back later, but when they were winning a lot of rounds, they started overfighting a bit, you know, here. So instead of just falling back, they were overfighting a bit, and that's what gave RNTX like a bit more rounds. I think that was something which G Academy could have done better. In attack, I think they were doing absolutely fantastic job. Like, they did the perfect job, you know. Initially, what they were like, they could have done better in the first few rounds is not playing too slow in the defaults, you know, because then you'll have like a lot of question marks or gaps, you know, because with KJ you can just hold the space, have like so much information, you know, but with Vice you cannot have that much information, right? So I think playing too slow like was not the best thing, but they fixed it, and the adaptation was really good. So I think attack Pearl and overall Pearl was really good from G Academy. In Lotus defense, they were not taking A control initially because playing against a Viper, you know, you need the aim in control. If you don't have the aim in control, opponents can just, like, let's say Viper wall up like this, and now you have so many question marks on the map, like this, you know. I don't know if you really understand like about the question marks that much. Basically, they are threatened from so many different positions of the map, you know. So you just need the like rubble control against a Viper comp. So you have 4 people fighting on the other side of the map, something like this, always, you know. So this is like a good idea. And G Academy initially wasn't doing that, but like after 5 runs they started doing that, and they just started winning. So they did a good job on defense to adapt onto the like, you know, on the map. But when they came attack, that's where the things started going wrong for them. Why? Because defenders, they have a double initiator composition. Okay, I'll quickly put them on the map as well. What other agent? Viper, right? Okay, so they have like a double initiator comp, and most of the times double initiators or breach, like the heavy util agent, would be playing towards A. Okay, like this. And the idea for the defaulting an attack is you want to go in to the spaces where the more the agents with the most amount of utils are playing, you know. So when you take A, you're making them waste their utils, you know. So when in the mid round you execute, they will have less utils for the retake, right? And that's what they were doing wrong. They were not going A early, and they were starting in a C default, and that was not really helping them because opponents are getting the main control very easily, and now they have all the utils to stop them in a B execution, C execution, and even if they go back A, they have all the utils for the retake, you know. That's where GE Academy was lacking and what they should have done. They did find the gap on the composition, which was actually B, because the opponents don't have a fade to re-clear B, you know. That's why breach rotation would be a bit uncomfortable. And after the timeout, they did executed B, but RNTX also had like a perfect counter to that, where as soon as they exploited on their weakness, RNTX just started like, you know, pushing B and C like this. So yeah, RNTX played really well on their weakness, and you know, having a game plan around it, and also countering the only counter they have on the map. So yeah, that was really good from them. And G Academy, they should have just started A early, beat them with their utils, and then and on C, because on C, look, you have not much utils, right? So if you just start A, and just because you'll start A, opponents will be more paranoid and they cannot rotate early on the map, you know. So you're stopping breaches rotations, and now you go see they have nothing to actually stop you. So I think that's something which G Academy could have done better on the Lotus map. G main lineup, I know like what might be going wrong, but I don't really want to say it because I think they did change the lineup. So I do want to see what they can do right now. So I don't really want to comment on what the main lineup can do better right now. I hope this was not too confusing for you. I tried to explain it in as simple terms as I can. But sometimes I'm sorry if it's still like a bit confusing. Do you think I explained it well, Sankal?
Yes, I understand it.
but for a non-coach or non-pro player, it can be a bit tricky, right?
Yeah, the problem is I don't think it's hard as long as it's too much, because like if it's like he will understand it for sure, but like will he remember it? I don't think so.
Oh yeah,
because like there is too much information. Like he will get the ideas, but like after some times he will forget. Like
yeah,
because it's a lot of information.
Yeah. The main idea is just like telling him what's going wrong, you know. Okay, yeah. So
Exactly, yeah.
They are playing the composition. Let's go. But opponents are also playing the same composition. All right.
No, double duelist.
Oh wait. Okay, my bad.
Jet instead of deadlock, yeah.
I thought that's deadlock. My bad. Okay, so let's see if G Academy will use some of my ideas.
You just have to figure
Okay, let's see.
out how do you deal with the deadlock utilities in the first place. Because deadlock and the Yoru, the combination with the Gravnet and Flash can definitely make things happen, but for the time being,
Bro, you see the play the Euro just
they
did.
were expecting that.
Yeah.
I have a TP. I have TP lineup for it. Like it's worked
TP
perfect.
failed, right? The TP should be for A, you mean, right?
No. To push. Like you will TP to push. Like you will TP
for
close
attack?
to them. No, for defense. Like it's play for fight B main.
Like a rifle,
Oh.
delivering headshot after headshot, and
It's so good because like you have a flash like and dodge.
one and get
Like from the window. You throw it at the wall and it pop just on the window. Just one, like you see only the pixel of the flash. Like there is no way you can dodge it.
Okay, you show me later, okay? I will run.
Yeah, I will show you later. It's so good.
Yeah.
Few tags onto one or two people. that the first camera was actually of Georgie. The people who didn't realize that.
Okay, this is
Four
good.
people up
Post
in
plan,
front of
good
him.
position. Playing on contact
First
on Omen.
and then three people at the
Swing.
peak to get the
Nice.
hits curve to find the opener as well onto him.
Bro,
Lovely
you see,
round by
a lot of
Caramel.
players like to see that
He held
messy
his ground
Valorant,
strong,
like everyone
anticipated
push and
outside
fight
of
and
A,
something.
eventually
I like to
got
see
three
like
out of
good
that.
Valorant.
Discipline
Yes,
in
same
Like
here.
when I see a good post plant hacker, I
That's
got
the start they're
excited, bro.
getting.
Yes,
You might as
same
well
here,
want to
same
get
Yeah.
here,
a
bro.
cipher first before you move
Like a
into
good
the
contact
NW.
setup, like that's good. That's beautiful.
Yes.
I would say the composition like
Exactly.
didn't even get started to work with. Because Caramel, he just delivered the round.
Okay, wait. Let me see what the opponents exactly did.
Despite being an aggressive
Okay, I
control on
think
the side
they
like
did.
EA. They were expecting. He didn't breathe at all.
Okay, they did the
Was
pistol I
one
gave
shot
them. Let's
and he
go.
will get the- and this contact
They
will-
did the
it
pistol I
shall
gave
be
them.
watching.
Nice.
Okay, and it worked. Nice.
Yeah, it worked. It worked. The pistol is
Like it
basically
is
it's the left pistol, by the way.
Holding it down. outside.
Leviathan also did it. Like they go mid, market, they fake it and they just go short.
Pushing onto the side, four people stacked up.
But
pretty
they
solid out
okay, so
here.
they
How
didn't
quickly
do the
can you
exact
figure
pistol
out-
I gave them. I think they
It's
just
gonna be the big thing
adapted
though.
some
A big
things
scan
into
out
it,
there.
or
George
they
in the
had
classic catches the first
their own
one.
idea.
Trade being found.
Because in my idea, Cypher and Deadlock was gonna fake,
Rising up here.
towards the market,
Still
and
keeps
the rest just
players
go towards
stand
the.
it out. And a good trade onto Antidote. And that's the smokes out of the picture. I like this idea though. Re-clearing all the way from Cat and then hit the site. Still a long range fight if you compare it with the classic on the other end. Rafuel, seen them. Renka is still on the other part of the map right now. Absolutely lost up and open. Georgie though is able to land in a shot. Rafuel answers back onto Ryzen. It's UV and Caramel.
Player standing.
Okay.
Eventually take
So,
them down as Rafuel
tell me, what do you
falls.
think about this?
Still down to
Just
one
because they
player.
lost
It is
Yoru, right?
doable. Sheriff
They don't have anyone to actually dive in
but there's
and
another
create like
king of
more
him
angles for the
standing in
opponents,
front.
or like create the space
Yes,
for you
yeah.
to enter.
Not
So
losing that
entering from OMEN was gonna be a hell for them, right? Without Yoru. So what they did, they just split A. So instead of going from one choke point, now they're going from two choke points. So it's harder for the defenders to actually counter them,
Now the full wide
So I think that was a
You see-
really good adaptation.
see the setup they will run.
You see with how the Sentinels push,
This time around,
like with the Euro, like they
Yeah.
always go with
jumping around.
the what do you call it, the clone and flash combo. Like they always get out of smokes and chokes like this.
From
Yeah.
UV,
Like that's was their plan, and it was working.
finds nothing.
Because like they do it at the same time, you will never know if it's
Side this time around, but Aziz
I
just
thought
finds a
so.
random timing to peek in.
Oh,
mid
so
and
you
gets
want me
two.
to place the camera? One
This
second.
is one of the big reasons
Place
why
the
I mentioned
camera
that
on.
this map is going to be absolutely difficult for GEA.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Push
My bad,
their
my
way
bad. I agree,
through.
I agree.
Down to 60
So I should
HP.
place my
Just a
camera
shot on the
somewhere
body or a
here.
shot on the skull.
On the stream.
Actually do the
Yeah.
trick.
I
Evo
agree.
asking for
Thank
the
you so
help
much
of
for the
Ryzen.
suggestion.
He shows up and the Sheriff is absolutely good enough, but Georgie seems to
Okay,
be a
what
bit
happened?
more better out
I didn't
there
see.
as
Do you want to
there's the
comment on this
fight.
round?
Down in the open,
Everyone-
down in the
I don't
slumber,
really
and
focus, but
Antidote in
everyone
the
fight it
corner.
on mid.
A cheeky one at that. Confirms the round for RNTX. But boys, Spartus, not come.
It was good for GA in my opinion.
Rifles.
Like they got 3 weapons.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
round, it could have been very different if something on the side of Kibo would be, I would say he was able to deliver some shots. But overall, I love the idea from Caramel, just walking around the areas. RNTX, they get a good time, they get a frag, but the trades are just in the favor from Global Esports, but at the end, just not enough. But now, since both the teams have proper full buys, Aziz is trying to make a play, and UV with the grab red in his hand is trying to shut Aziz down, and he will catch him. A pop flash play, a double peek, Curve and UV joining the forces, running hand in hand, getting a double, and now Venka is completely blinded, cannot
Okay.
see a thing, and good. He will capitalize that utility to the finest.
All at a flawless itself right now as the rest of the players have decided to run back to safety. Not happening.
on the watch of GEA. Such a fantastic execute, and if I'm not wrong, Spartas, this is what we
Bro, I love when people executing with deadlock. Like I think with deadlock, like it can help you default or something. Like with deadlock, like it will hold site after. So if you
Yes.
execute fast, you will get use of her nade on the execute. You will use her wall to block and the traps to fight the retake. Like
Yes.
it's when you play deadlock, it's like what do you call it? It's heavy execute agent, you know.
Yes, yes. Okay,
And
someone
a
is.
lot of teams play deadlock and play for so slow and defaulty. I don't like that. I like how G playing.
Yeah, yeah. That's a really good thing that you mentioned, you know. Like his wall is super strong. Like and you know, opponents will be either forced to play onto the side, and if they're playing off side, like you know, some teams what they do, they will have like one player playing on the side and other players. Wait, did my internet crashed? Can you hear me?
I hear you, yeah, fine.
Yeah. So
This
like
game is looking good.
yeah, so what some players would do, some teams, they would have like one player playing on the side and like you know other players playing on the choke point, let's say outside of the side. So as soon as the opponents are executing, they dump the util and they go in, right? But with
They go
the
in, yeah.
deadlock wall, like it's impossible to do that, you know.
They can do that, yep.
Yeah.
And also like that's why I have a problem with this comp. Like I think the Euro and Euro, Sova, even what do you call it? Cypher, Omen, everyone, like they don't have a lot of synergy with deadlock. Like
Yeah.
imagine you have maybe a Gecko, like Gecko Molly, maybe what do you call it? Raise, Tejo, like whatever. You can do a lot of things with the deadlock nade, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because like since you are going for heavy execute, like you don't really care about the info utility or something, just execute and the execute will be flawless. Like imagine you have a Tejo here, like even with the nerf, and he is like so useless but still good.
So you mean having instead of Sova, you can have a Gecko or Teho
I
in this
think it
composition?
can work, yeah.
I do agree.
On defense it will be hard,
Uh,
but on attack you can still get away with it.
I think it's good, you know. You know why? Because even like in defense, Sova is kind of nerfed as well, you know, like because of the B. I think
Yeah,
that can be a
yeah.
good thing. But I still think Sova in attack provides a lot of value, you know. Like if you don't want to play execute heavy, you know,
Yep.
Sova can really help you so much, you know, in the defaults and information.
Yeah, it's that's why it's meta, like it's good
Yeah, yeah.
on the map.
Especially if the opponents are also playing the double senti composition against you, like you know your fast execution like game plan might not work always, you know, like with the Gecko or Teho. So it's not the most consistent composition in my opinion, like
Yep.
if you add it with Sova, it just becomes more consistent.
Yeah, well, with Soba, like you don't change a lot of your playstyle.
Yeah,
Like you are
exactly.
changing one or two agents, not
Yeah,
3 or 4, and change the whole dynamic.
yeah, I agree. But I do like the idea which you said. Okay, so one guy in my chat is asking, sorry for the late reply, Virga. He's asking predictions, who will win. So what are your predictions and who will win?
That clearly shows you the amount of work.
I think, I don't know, for now I'm with GE.
Okay, I also think G Academy will win, but give me score predictions for this map.
Oh, score, let me think, okay. I think it will be 13-5
Okay,
or 4 or something.
I think it would be 13-6 or 13-7. I'll go with 13-7.
Okay.
Now they're also coming close to some of the big ultimates, the Hunter's Fury, even the Dimensional Drift, 2 points away.
Because look, G Academy's composition is actually heavy defense sided, right? So if they have like 4 rounds already on attack, that's like literally good enough, you know. Even if they don't win another round in attack, they are still carrying an advantage towards the defense for the game, right? But I don't think they will end up on 4. I think they will win more rounds here, and the more rounds they win, it's just a bonus for them, you know.
Can work around, but they will just work when the tech pause ends. And
Yeah, like okay, your prediction is 9-13. Okay, our prediction is 13-7. Sankal's prediction is 13-5 or 13-4.
Yeah,
13-5.
13-5. I'll keep it at one.
Okay, 13-5 and mine is 13-7.
Catwalk control, and then one after the other, good frags all across. Aziz getting a good timing in the very next round, but again, Yoshi having the better weaponry turn things as well. But after this, it was a complete class act of execution. Good deadlock utility, good Yoru utility onto the faces. And now with the tech pause being ended, let's see what
Sankar, I think we should also do like VCT watch parties, bro. I'll try to get rights for that.
this time around.
Yeah, I want
They know what
like there is a streamer from Mina. He's my friend. Like he used to invite me, but I really wish I have that, but I didn't. Like
back to safety out there with the tailwind, and now wants to retake that.
Like because you know, like when you will give your like inputs and like you know what you are doing right now, it's great by the way. It's insane, right? So that way people will get to know about your insights, my insights. You know, maybe it will open
Yeah.
more room for opportunities for us. You know.
Either ways,
exactly, yeah.
mid.
And you know, like the discussion type. Yeah, I used to stream after the like. Don't do watch parties, but after the games, I used to analyze them all on my Twitch. But the problem is like when you are analyzing alone, like you will only discuss the point you are seeing, like, and you think it's worth mentioning because like you see stuff, you understand it, but not everyone does.
Yes.
And something like it's kind of boring when you do it alone. Like you start doing things. If the chat is asking you or something, it will be fun. But if you are alone, it's not that fun. But imagine with someone, like you do some, you mention something I don't see, and I mention something you don't see,
Yes.
and like it will be so easy and like
Lovely.
flowing, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Like I talked about how why Fade is so good on the Lotus map, and then you mentioned, oh look, they have that weakness, you know. Like I really didn't notice how uncomfortable Breach was in that position, you know. What you mentioned, I think that was like yeah, like we both see multiple perspectives and we talk about it and we like you know that's like more insightful.
One for Global Esports
That's
Academy,
great.
and
Closest one gets G bundle.
first 6 rounds
Okay.
is one.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. So, are you gonna buy us the G bundle?
I don't know for
Tell
how
me,
long can they
Virka.
keep this
Yeah,
up.
I will buy. That's
Find something.
the trick.
No, my viewer, Virka, he's saying the closest one gets G bundle. So I'm asking if he'll buy us if we win, if any of us
Just
wins.
don't really have enough time because of the constant question marks that Global Esports Academy are creating throughout the map. You can't really rotate from mid. Because
Have
don't
you
know
bought
if
any
it's clear or
bundles?
not. You'll
Team
have to check every
bundles?
other angle
I didn't.
through it. Just because of that early one.
Me too.
out
I am a fan of Team Liquid, and there is not good single bundle, not good bundle. Like
Yeah.
both of them are bad. So
They need to take back the map away from the other side if they really want
I do wanna support G, so I might buy G bundle in future.
try and get their momentum back.
But I also want to buy Paper X bundle because they won, you know. So I'm conflicted, but I also don't play the game, so I'm conflicted if I should spend money on the game.
yep,
Bombs will turn things for
bro. You know, when I started playing the game, like before that, I was working on like on Algeria here. Not a lot of people got credit cards or something. So like buying stuff in game, like I used to work on that field, like buying gift cards and resell them, and like when I was to do it a lot, like I was working on that field, I really bought a lot of skins, and I spent it a lot too much on Valorant, and I'm regretting it. So yeah, so lately, like I am very careful with skins and shit.
Same, bro. Literally the same.
Because nobody else is giving him a duel.
And I like that idea.
So here, Yuru is kind of working, like acting as a KO
No passive out there. Knows
for
Oh,
RNTX,
the Euro,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
feed the shark when it's hungry. And there's the reclearance I was talking about. Revenant XSpark. Pushing all the way up. Taking back.
Yeah, I don't really know about the Jet Euro combo. I think like you are missing
A lot.
some
You're
stuff.
missing a lot. You're missing a lot.
Careful out there.
back the space in the B main though.
Especially, I'll comment on it like later, you know.
Too hard. Is that
After
a
this
bit
round.
Yeah, because like for the double duelist, I think you should be creative when you play double duelist.
Yeah.
Like you go with raise, you go with something like, I don't know, something like that. You can do some more combos, you should do some hot jet Euro is.
Still gets one more. Wanted to go for a right click, but UV shuts him down. But the damage has
I
been
think
done.
against a team,
30
for example,
seconds.
G Academy have really nice ideas, you know.
As well, another
Like
leg.
they have really good
Can't
game plan,
beat.
right? So against this kind of a team,
Can only pray
you will
for
lack a
survival.
lot on this composition, especially, you know.
Yoru, the flash on the face, and Girls is a bit better out here, but Georgie answers back. Finally, Revenant XSpark on the back of that timeout, able to get their round back.
What just happened in this round? Completely disoriented play from Global Esports Academy.
Also, yeah, after the B Sova nerf, like, you know, because of the wall patch, I think Sova is not like that strong on B, you know. He must be played like towards A more after the update.
Oh,
What do you
really?
think? Yeah, because look, KO would be much better on that side, you know, if you're playing KO composition. Like KO can still molly and stall B, he can still knife and get information, he can still have the pop flashes to make plays towards B main, you know. So you don't really need Sova
yeah.
anymore. And Sova spam is not a thing anymore. So like, you know, you just have him play towards A. And now you have proactive information towards middle, you know, like re-clear with drone and everything. And then you can also like, when they're executing A, you just recon and you spam. Or even in A main, you know, you can, let's say, you can smoke A main, recon A main and you just spam through smoke, you know, to fight that.
Yep, you can do like the flash dart combo. And also like you can do the spam from short. And the retakes, like you can spam under from the yeah, it may be.
The contact and swinging it out at the right time.
So the meta is to not play Sova B anymore, you know, unless you have like a specific set round for that. Or maybe one round you just go for that really niche spam spot, you know, from under the market stairs. You can still spam beam in, but it's not that effective.
That's a very quick flood and a good stop to the momentum of.
I could नहीं ले पा रहा एक skin. No money at the moment. Wanted to
get another timeout from the other
but
side.
it's okay. You don't have to. You just if you have any money, you spend it on yourself right now. You don't have to. But it would be fun to see whose prediction would be closer.
Yeah. Alright, we're back again, people. Don't worry. Everything's working fine.
Okay, what do we have?
Matrix has not been lost. It's all fixed. And Aziz seems like pretty solid onto that peak. The flash paranoia. And he's already got fun though.
Why are we fighting against that eco again? Like,
HP, the shock dart's gonna do a decent amount of damage. It's down to just 20 out here. Annihilation.
okay, not committing. That's
Sent out,
good.
but it's absolutely empty. That's a major ultimate being brought out of the mix as well, and the mid control will finally be gained back by GEA.
They're walking it. An antidote. He can be hurt. Will they push down spawners and make it a question? But nah, that's not the case. The antidote is trying to make a timing.
Oh, nice.
And UV yet again making them
Nice.
sit, and Kiko getting another.
You see the flood smoke from defenders?
Renka is there to make some
Yep.
shenanigans, but no support utility at all.
Bro, it took so long to people learn this kind of smokes.
He's just
Yeah. They just countered that with a deadlock net, by the way. Like that was so cool.
He'll be ready for you. And I'm pretty sure Venka does not even have enough time to hold on to that. The flash is going to give out the information as well. 3 people all the way standing back in the boathouse. Smoke on towards the short lane. There's Caramel finding a perfect
That was a
timing,
really good
but
net by
Venka
UV.
is an absolute immortal in the army of Xerxes. This man stands alone.
That
to
nice
3
post plant,
HP.
really good post
There's
plant.
an opening for off fuel.
Really
Lands
good
in a
post
shot,
plant.
but UV
Like you
on
see
the
how
other
they made
side.
them work for that site, like, you know, they had to like
Yep.
clear everything, and like, you know, they are in the last position.
Exactly, they fought for the choke, and they are like so deep. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's
what a play from side of GEA yet again.
That's like the best idea for any post plant, you know. You always
you know the problem. You know the
Yeah.
problem like a lot of teams struggle with that.
Yeah.
Like they know they need to fight for a space, but they don't know. They just need to show presence. Because
Yes,
like same
exactly.
thing here. A lot of teams hold that choke.
Yes.
So the other team will use utility on them, and that's bad.
Yes.
But like if you just use utility, you show presence, you make the other team use it, but you get out.
Yes. You need to play
Because
in
that,
layers
the other
basically.
team can't risk it. Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like this basically. You fight for the choke points on any map. I always tell this about the post points. You fight for the choke points, but at the same time you don't commit and don't die in there. So you fight for the choke points, so the opponents are not able to capitalize on their utils. So when they will util dump, you are not letting them go into the site for free. And when they have no utils, you just go back and you just relax and you just let them come into your crosshairs. It's the same thing as what we were discussing in Pearl, but for post plant, like playing in layer basically.
The timing, the peak. Why do you do that? Oh, that is making this. God, this is not good. But now they know where the players are. Caramel trying to get a timing. Rafael is low on HP, and Caramel is running into the side. He desperately wants the frag. He desperately wants the kill, but Rafael takes one down. Kibo is standing on the market doors. He's trying to make a play, but the time is too less to be comfortable with. 15 seconds, and all they need is to make a save.
10 seconds left.
But if a haphazard play out there, though, I agree.
Okay, what do you think G Academy
Down on that choke point rather
need
than
to do in the last 2 rounds
on that
to
decoy.
win one
They
more
have
round
the
at
neural
least?
check for the information as well.
I don't know, they are doing good. Like the execute still working in my opinion.
Georgie needed
They can just execute whatever they want.
Lost them the control over towards the tree, and then
They do have the Sowalt.
That's a hit towards the B side.
They can do like an execution. I'm not gonna talk about it, but if they do that, it will be so good for them. Okay, they're gonna do something else.
It's down to again Stinger and a Sheriff.
Time to jump.
Let's see.
6-4.
I do not think Vine's recon need to be done from there. You can still do it from Amen.
See, this is something where
Closer
I
Amen.
see Girls making that pop flash play to the main. The grab net was just perfect. Could have
Maybe because of the timing, I don't know.
Kibo! He
But they wanted
really
to be
does
slow.
and takes
Oh,
antidote
maybe.
down.
Yeah, it could be.
With anti down, they can just cross
Because
the
sometimes they like to do it
line to make a play, and Venka, he gets
like
one.
they know the other team like they dodge it. They dodge the first one and then pick after. They wait for it.
Yeah.
Something to flush him out. The spam is definitely not landing enough. Aziz is there for the support, but Ryzen,
But does it make that much difference? I don't think it's like
he has a shadow step, so he can just come back.
that different in the timing. Like maybe 1 second.
And
1 second.
Yeah, if it's
a stack side though, they tried to
Because if it's done from the
Yeah,
spawn,
I
then
don't
it's a bit delayed.
maybe lower away the defenders from here. Now on re-hit down to when 35 seconds are remaining. Rafael has got the recon as well. He's gonna get all the information that he needs, and Georgie out in the open. Rafael still stands strong, 10 HP, and this guy is holding the choke point like a madman. They didn't even need the blades or an operator of Aziz. It's all Georgie and Rafael.
ROG
Global
में
Esports
जितवा
Academy
दो
did everything
आधा
right until that last second.
आधा कर लेते हैं नहीं
Bro,
नहीं
it's,
cannot. Yeah, sorry, you go.
it's already 5 rounds for RNTX. I guess I'm after the race.
Well, let's see. Maybe they don't win any other round. Let's see.
The Cypher is still standing strong, and you have not spotted a Cypher utility till now. It has to be B. If Cypher utility is not broke, why would they go B?
Wait, what?
Whoa,
That's really
I like
good.
that.
But okay,
That's really
Ryzen,
good.
He will go to heaven.
Yeah, they cover it with the
Yoru flash and
with the smoke.
yeah, Jets.
Important play out there.
Wait, did he TP'd inside the jet smoke?
Tried to make over towards the A. That time around,
Wait,
a lovely
it
bomb
wasn't
that
his
makes
jet.
still.
Yeah,
I thought it was his jet, yeah.
Wait,
The
okay.
enemy, bro.
Okay. Can it be this that they saw Jet doing that smoke to avoid the recon, and he saw an opportunity to just TP into it?
That's an
Bro, if it's that, it's genius. It's genius.
forward to. There's Hunter's Fury, preemptive a bit.
trying to gather some information, maybe catch someone.
If it's that, it's genius from Ryzen, by the way.
Yeah, like yeah, if it's on purpose,
Flash on
yep.
the side, ready. Garb out here, up against Venka. Still wins out on the duel. You damn well be thinking he had an outlaw. Why does he have a rifle out there? Still an extra one kept for him. As Raw Fuel is here for the support. Kibo is able to answer one, but that's only a ghost in his own hand. Finally gets an upgrade though, but Antidote sends him all the way back into the abyss. It's all down to Kibo, down to 80, and eventually down to 0. As Revenant XSpark will pull themselves back up and equalize the half.
6 overall. Half where things could have been very different if certain frags would go in the favor of GA, but RNTX just controlling the map. They are getting those bunch of rounds in a row.
Okay. So now it's okay. So you're out of the race, uncle.
A similar story which Global Esports Academy did in the first 6 rounds. But now the scores are level.
I don't know. I don't like the approach. Like they couldn't just going for execute. You know, they were working.
Yeah.
If it's working, don't fix it.
Yeah, yeah.
They overthink it a bit. Just push them and that's it.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
They
I
are
agree.
doing. Okay. Deadlock will
I
be,
like
and
this
they are
pistol.
fighting mid. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I like this pistol.
And this time they will decide the fight.
Oh, the position of the Euro, bro, insane, insane. That's insane. The dart timing, it was perfect. I really love that.
Yeah, yeah.
That is an opener.
Because like they fake the fight on short, but they are like just close to making them not peak, and they completely
Paranoia there towards the Jenny.
goes there.
Okay, why is it buffering?
Okay, I thought it was me, and I was like, wait, I'm watching from Discord.
Yeah. I don't know why is it buffering. Let me check. Because my internet is working fine. I'm connected on Discord still. Let me open this one.
And back towards
Okay, this one is working.
30 seconds left.
Nice shot.
One enemy remaining. Spike down A.
Nice.
What was your prediction again? 13-9.
13-7.
Okay.
13-7.
Oh, 7, okay. And the other guy from chat?
13-9.
9, okay.
He might win.
I think he might win, bro.
Yeah.
He might win.
He might win. Technical pause, production failure or something.
Yeah, because this is South Asia, not EMEA.
So the tournament will conclude as we expected it to be.
Might. Hope so right now, but yeah, I think at least it will conclude on time. All right, not gonna pull the leg out there anymore. Couple of bulldogs out in the mix with the Guardians, so
I think for the first
no
watch
rifles
party,
out here. And I think so this has been
like I'm doing a first
Yeah.
proper watch party with someone and discussing. I think it's good, going pretty smooth. I think it's-
It was the first.
Yeah, it's the first literally.
Yeah. Yep, that's good.
I think
By the
since-
way, tell me, you don't stream on Twitch?
No, in India we promote we prefer YouTube more.
Bonus round.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, here like we don't like almost never. No one watched YouTube.
Oh,
But the thing is, like we have two different what do you call it? Two different people from like two different, I don't know how to say it, groups. Like the one who PC players,
Yeah.
they watch on Twitch and they watch competitive games, and then we have mobile players and consoles. They watch like other things.
Yeah.
Only they watch more YouTube and YouTube streams.
So I think this could be the reason. Okay, so this is the reason in India. So when the streaming was booming, right? Twitch servers were not that good, or like, you know, for example, for a viewer, the stream used to lag a lot. Okay, so maybe the servers were not there in India or something like that. You know, even for streaming, the servers were like not that great. You know, on Twitch. So people were heavily you know, leaned towards YouTube in India, and I think that's why till date everyone just is used to YouTube more, you know, especially for mobile. And I think this could be for EMEA just because of the mobile players, you know. It's much easier to run it like on mobile, you know. It takes less internet, I think, and Twitch's encoder is a bit heavier. I think so. That can be the thing.
Yep. And also like for us here, like when like Twitch was streaming way before YouTube, so like the PC players, when they want to watch stuff, they always watch it on
They're
Twitch.
used to the UI more.
Exactly.
You should do more streams. I don't know why there is like a like button blocking your chat, but you should do more streams on your channel. Will get monetized easily. You already have 2K subs. Yeah, I will try. I do want to. I think yeah, I think going forward I do want to do more watch party, especially. Sankal, I think we should definitely watch VCT games together, bro.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Let's do that. Yeah, let's
Like
go.
when I will most likely like, you know, my contract with the team, like it ended this because like I have contract for 2 splits, so I'm going back to streaming. I don't know when, but like this week or something I'm going back to streaming. So yeah, we'll do that.
I'll do one thing when I get the when I try to get the rights for the watch party. I will try to get for you as well, you know.
Yeah, I wish that.
Yeah, let's do that. It would be fun.
Yep.
And we can also add like snow cone in the panel whenever he's available. Yeah, it would be insane.
Pretty sure we're all working very fine for that, ladies and gentlemen, and we do appreciate your patience as well.
It's better and more fun. Like speaking for myself, like I rather watch stream of League or Anders Mini, whatever.
Yes.
Like I don't like some like player doing watch party. Like it's not fun at all.
They just talk like, oh, nice shot, oh, nice, you know. But when coach is like talking about it, we talk about the gaps, the weakness, the counters, you know.
Oh yeah, and even like as a normal player, I would love to watch as some coach or something, because like he is talking about the game, not just watching.
Yes.
Because
exactly.
I'm watching. That's a good shot. I'm watching that, but I need more.
Yeah. You need the insight so you can use it in your team, you know.
Exactly, and I think because of that, it will be much enjoyable for you.
Yeah.
Because like if you are just watching and not understanding what they are doing or something, you may not appreciate it, you know.
Exactly. Yes.
But like when you are seeing it and you are expecting stuff, and
Pause looks fixed right now, and we will be able to jump right into the action. The first BO3.
Okay, the best thing about this composition, Yoru TPs. Let's see how Garv is gonna use his TPs. Okay, he's a bit late for this one. Okay, this is a really cool setup. I like this setup. I think I have. So you know Shakmat?
Understanding that there might be
Shankal?
pushing on the other side. Holy smokes, this is giving me PTSD.
Hello?
1 minute.
Yeah, take it.
Correct.
Please.
Bit of a breathing space out there, but look at that deep sonic sensor as well, which has been triggered by the decoy. And a full mid control has been taken right now, so they're going to burst themselves down through the market though. But Caramel is there for the answer. And it takes 4 of them to finally shut him down. And the discipline from Kibo, not really pushing.
I'm back. I just got some food.
Oh, okay. You know, Shakmat, they used to do the same setup, which they did right now. Having Yoru on vines, and then having like deadlocks, wall on shot, and then having the Yoru rotation for the TP, you know. So you are still fighting for the aim and you are stopping them in the middle. And if they go like market or B, you have the Yoru fast TP, you know. It's really great.
Yep. And you have the Cypher there, yeah.
I think I did share the setup with them. I think I'm really glad they're using it.
Two Bulldogs, a Guardian, a Spectre, but at the end, you needed Ebo to clutch things up.
Honest.
Antidote,
Sorry?
he was doing some miracles on
That was good setup.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, a round which could have been a thrifty yet again, but this time get denies. Just look at this play. Aravind just holding his ankle, going the market. Good one bit trip. One enemy. Cages. And then this one from Antidote is fine, but the next one on the side of UV. Last play could have been a collide as well, but just a bit unfortunate.
That was a careful peek by Kivo. Understood that he had to wait for that spray to stop. Can't really risk pushing it through it. But Gal
Nice. Good kill.
absolutely does not care who's in front of him. That's the first one right on the
It's
door.
their bonus, so
An
it's nice to
operating
see
investment in the
like
third
him
round
getting a
itself
first blood
of
there.
this half. That is something what PaperX normally did, Spartus.
And we have the up on third round. Very interesting.
The bank
Yeah.
not investing anything just to take an operator down in their third round.
And his positioning is also like
That would help
perfect
them
with the op. You see?
Convert their bonus. It's like they're looking for at least something. Ryzen.
Like he's not in a position where he cannot fall back. He's in a position where he, like, you know, they will perfectly go into his crosshairs.
All clubbed up entry.
Okay, good fallback, Kibojin. You just need to stay alive. That's really nice. Really good positioning. Okay, so you have Yoru and Omen on E side, bro. That's insane. They just win this round based on this. Like, look, they're just gonna peek into his crosser. Nice.
He got a reswing.
Bro, flawless. No.
Flawless conversion.
I jinxed the flawless.
Absolutely on the way. The operator spots the head. This is done. And
Just like I jinxed GNG. What? Okay, nice try.
Oh, almost. Holy shit.
And okay, so the guy who got the 3K, he's the IGL, by the way, and people say he cannot shoot. Him getting that 3K is insane.
That was an absolute bonkers of a decision to jump in like that. Just wanted to carry out a bit of a circus there, but yes, diligence from rest of the players, understanding their mistake from the previous round, correcting it this time around, and converting a bonus round on the
And
decisive
I know a
map
lot of
in
people
the
don't
second
understand how it's
half.
hard to
Hmm?
switch back as IGL, you know?
Re-swing from Ryzen
But sorry, can you
is
say again?
what turned this round on its head.
Like, people don't know how hard it is to shoot back as IGL. Because, like, you have a lot of on your mind. Oh, nice shot by Garf.
Is answered by a wall bang operator shot.
As an IGL, you have to first of all, like, you know, think about a lot of possibilities. But at the
Exactly,
same time,
because
you
that-
have to micromanage as well sometimes, you know, to your teammates.
Love it from Gaurav.
Yep, and also even when you are not calling or something, you are thinking.
Yeah.
Like, you have stress on your mind.
Yeah.
You are try to expect, try to predict, and like most of the time you will be out of. You are not focusing on aiming.
Yeah, and like especially, you know, it's really hard for you to actually transition to shoot while IGLing, you know, because it's easy to say when your teammates die, you just focus on shooting. But you know, when someone is so focused on thinking and IGLing into a game, it's hard for him to think about his timings, his crosshair placement, you know, all that thing. Because you know, a pro player constantly have to also have that considered in his head, you know, how do he position himself, how do he keeps his crosshair according to what, you know, position opponent have, how he's gonna swing, you know, a lot goes into that as well, you know, so it's really good to see that an IGL can shoot that well.
They were able to do that. They were able to do that on the map of Ascent.
Okay, timeout. What do you think? RNTX will have his adaptations.
Quick 2-0 from RNTX.
I don't really know.
Far from
What do you do as an RTX coach?
Okay, I was not really focusing on what they are doing wrong. I was more focused on G Academy, you know. But I think there are very, I think so. So for me, if I have to say, I will give the same counter I think GNG should have done, like our team should have done, is like, you know, taking mid control. Okay, because the Sentinels will have more focused utils on the choke points, like the extremities, you know, which is A main and B main, right? And that's why they will be, as players, playing more towards the middle areas, right? So what you can do, you can take mid control from them, okay, so that you are making them waste more utils, you know. Now you're making them waste more utils, and then in the second layer or the third tempo, or like, you know, after the third tempo, you just execute when your recon and everything is back.
But the problem is they have a jet hero, not no KO. So
Yeah,
like imagine
taking middle
fighting
would
with-
be a bit hard.
exactly, because like before that you have two utility to get it.
You
You have the
can,
dart and the knife, but now only dart.
no, but you can still get it. So look at this idea. This is a really good idea. You see.
Of course,
So you
of
have
course
like,
it's defensive, but
so
harder, you know?
yeah, it is harder, but there is this solution. Look what they are doing. They're having a cipher cam towards shot. So instead of having KO, you know, you just don't do the
Yeah.
short smoke. So you know if someone's crossed or no, and then you do the mid bottom smoke like what they did, you know. You just walk up to it and you just drone or recon and just take that. That's also a good idea, you know.
This looks like that Global Esports Academy have done their perfect calculation. because
Yeah, but I think the Sova need to use his shock dart way early, like to break
Yes.
cipher or deadlock traps.
I agree.
information is given up, but
I still think it's not, you know,
the operator, he has been so
very hard, you know. But it is hard, but it's not that hard, in my opinion. If you have the right approach, like what they did, like with the cipher shot cam, taking mid is still like easy. Especially since you're playing against a slow composition, you know, double sentinel. So it's not gonna be that hard to take mid still.
right now. The trip gets dealt with. Alright. I don't know what he did there. He just sheared a part of tree.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Now they can flood in both from heaven as well as from the tree. All you need to do is just catch a few people, Caramel.
Okay,
the
good flashes.
anticipation is insane.
Good.
Down to a 3v5 scenario. The antidote is only good for one. As
Very
Vincent
good,
with
very
the
good retake
offense,
from
one
G
doses
Academy.
from fuel, but not
Great
for anything
retake.
more than one. Global Esports Academy win out another.
I think I'm gonna win on the
half of
predictions
timeout of
center.
RNTX.
I think so.
Or maybe we'll tie.
11-6.
Yeah.
Scared
If
them.
it's 6, yeah, we
Yeah.
Oh, I just want to see Gobs right now, but he is up to. I want to see his reaction on overall structure that is going on. 'Cause
Yeah, if I'm RNTX coach, I just tell them to, you know, go default middle,
they
you know,
lost
make them
very
waste
well
their
first,
utils,
and now
like
they are
more
leading
utils,
Global Esports
and then
Academy.
just hit, you know.
Group of death.
But also executing heavy can also work, like Snow said, you know, the game plan we had against Rad,
Everybody thought
like
that
heavy executions can also work.
phase, but now they are on the
yeah against because like but the double Santi, I don't know.
split two.
It's
The land
a bit
teams
hard
are struggling.
because like on the contrary, like when they are playing versus when they are playing against one Sentinel, they have
Yeah.
double duelist. Yeah, we can double.
And the IGL, he
But
is
like
solo
this, I don't know.
standing and Caramel
Yeah, I mean, you lack KO, right, for that game plan, for the heavy execute.
clean up.
Like, you don't have the KO to suppress them at all, you know.
Academy onto the series
Yeah, because
point.
like what you should do versus Cypher and
Yeah.
Not
Deadlock.
out. Damn
Yeah, if they had like
round
KO,
after the half
I
is
think
wrong.
heavy like executing can still work.
It just
Without KO,
feels an
it's yeah,
entirely
you're right. They cannot do
different
anything.
Lineup.
I think RNTX
Holy smokes, Spartans.
should really
Tell
work on
me
picking their
they are playing
right
with the heads of
compositions, you know.
RNTX. Tell me that they are not gonna discuss anything in this time.
And also when they play like this, they need to secure their defense. Like you should at least get versus the double Sentinel you, on your attack on your defense. You should get at least 8 or 9 rounds at least. Like so you have a chance.
Yes, I also think so. This is like, I'm not sure about this. I've heard someone say this, okay, that RNTX they like, you know, on purpose don't show their strats. They don't play their best on the games that doesn't matter. So what I want to say is this split 3 doesn't matter for them right now, you know,
Okay.
because
Yeah, maybe.
Ascension qualifiers. You know, there are going to be Ascension qualifiers. So whichever team will have more points, the top 4 teams will play in the Ascension qualifiers, okay, for South Asia. So I think they're saving their game plan and their important strats, like, you know, like the creativity which you said, you know, like with the double duelists, maybe they have more ideas and more creativity, but they're saving that for the important games.
Yeah, most likely. Yeah, it can happen.
I think that's the case, you know. That's why they're not really having.
The game isn't that important for them. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Just falling into the trap. A Gravnet to stall the push as well is ready. The first barrier mesh and with the Gravnet pairing things up could be very different. They have the annihilation as well.
But for me, I don't think like I get the idea, but I don't think this is the optimal option because like I strongly think we should spam our like our good setups and good plays and good comps to like to be best at them, you know.
Yes,
Because spamming will be good, and like what you should do is like condition. Like you see when let's say for example the team counter strat you and you know how you do your pistol. Like you spam your pistol, always do the same pistol. What you should do, like you will condition them, you know. They know what you are doing, so you start defaulting and you start doing. But like if you have enough protocols, let's say like we have a good A plan, a default. If the other team counter it, so we make them like we start like how we start, but we don't end it the same, you know.
Yeah,
Like we use it as protocols and the conditions.
I think it still makes sense for RNTX. You know why? Because the team has been staying for more than like 2 years, the same core. So what you're saying makes sense, but for them, they just have so many protocols, so much synergy. Maybe they just don't have to, you know, spam it in the officials. Maybe they just spam it in the scrims.
So they already did, yeah.
Yeah, so they're like so used to play with each other. They're so used with like so many possibilities, you know, because of the synergy. So it's like justified for them to just not play on their best on these kind of games. Yeah, so we both won basically, Sanku, in the prediction department.
We split it.
Yeah. So by the way, I did say 13-6 or 13-7. So, you know,
Technically, yeah.
but it's a tie because I stuck on 13-7. It was fun. It was fun.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too. I think
It was like it wasn't that they played the team I played good. Their reaction, their adaptation, it was really good. Like if you told me before this day, like you will watch game from APEC like tier 2, I would say, yeah, bro, APEC tier 2, they will be just picking everything or something. Like I am really impressed.
Yeah.
Because they have the reputation, you know.
Yes.
Like
I know
even
what you mean.
in tier 2 NA, tier 2 EMEA, like I don't trust these teams, you know. But
Yeah.
they did play good Valorant.
They played really, yes. I completely agree. They played really good Valorant.
Anyway, thank you for the invite. It was fun.
Yeah. I'll invite you for more. I'll see like what we can do more, and maybe some more tier 2 APAC games.
That will be fun, yeah.
Yeah.
If I got free time, I will definitely be here.
Done. Let's do that. I'll end the stream now. I'll say bye to the stream. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. If anyone is still here, we'll see you in the next stream.